it feels so good to be back after a week off. We are back on Off the Mat to talk about everything in professional wrestling, good, bad, or indifferent. And if we're talking WWE Raw, we're probably talking bad. And we've had a week of crazy pro wrestling news, crazy just across the board. We are so grateful to be back with you guys. Welcome to Off the Mat, your new wrestling obsession. Dom, how are we doing tonight?
Oh man, it was a long week, but there's a lot of news to get to, man. Missed this. When you do it for a long time, you miss the feeling of getting on YouTube and talking about what we thought of wrestling and Raw, which definitely got to talk about because it's some shit, plain and simple. But it feels good to be back.
Yeah, lots of negative. So we're just gonna jump right into it this week, and we're gonna go right into our segment, The Shoot, where we're going to rant, alert, and Dom, what do you want to shoot on this week, my friend?
Let's talk about the Danhausen segment on Raw because technical
difficulties, yeah.
That is the hot topic. Even though we were away, that was the number one really sore for the week of wrestling that we saw. Hey, look, let's put it this way. It looks like AEW is getting a little bit better because we just found out that the Motor City Machine Guns just debuted
on Collision. Which means the New Day are probably going to debut. They're probably holding the New Day for their debut at Wembley.
Exactly. So keep an eye on that. And NXT had a little jolt of life put into it this week. But when a corporation is all about money, they will find any which way to shove down our throats Mr. Danhausen. And it's unfortunate that the Danhausen effect is becoming a little bit rusty and negative on the segments that they have on Raw. So let's talk about the Joe Hendry and Danhausen segment that they had this week on Raw.
I feel bad for Joe Hendry, man. Like a few months ago, this dude was a TNA world champion. Yep. This dude had a WrestleMania main event match, maybe not main event, but a WrestleMania match with Randy Orton. And then you're going to turn around and WWE wanted him so badly.
Yep.
They brought him in NXT. He was NXT champion. Then they brought him up to the main roster. You wanted this man so badly that you're going to have him job out now. And you have him out there doing nothing more than singing. And he comes out and he starts a feud with The Vision for a couple of weeks. Then he's off TV. Then he comes back. And now he's in a feud with Danhausen and the Judgment Day. You have him out here singing as Danhausen is pretending to play the keyboard. And what is probably the worst segment on the worst Monday Night Raw that we've seen this year. And I'm here to tell you, it would probably be even worse if it wasn't for Solo Sikoa.
Exactly. And not to mention, Solo Sikoa, awesome. His face work, he is funny as shit and very enjoyable to watch. But another negative that we got Rusev versus Javon Evans. Rusev gets up, walks away, walks in the back, and complains that he lost. Look. Why are we signing all these people and bringing people in if most of these guys are going to be jobbers and not have TV time and not know what to do with certain individuals? You made the Judgment Day look dumb. Yes, you got Raquel winning the Intercontinental Championship, which is pretty cool, but not cool because you didn't have faith in Soroka, and you took the belt off her right away. And how many matches she had? What, 2 matches?
My question is, why is Roxanne or Raquel getting so many championship matches? Why does it feel like every 2 weeks she's getting a shot at some championship undeservingly?
I know.
How many times does she have to have a crack at a championship here? Look, why is it that she's the only woman that's getting championship matches?
That's true. No Becky Lynch. She's been off TV, which she's probably coming back for SummerSlam. But you have
Bird Lady hasn't been seen since she turned heel on Saturday Night Main Event.
Who?
Bird Lady, Lyra Valkyria.
Oh, yeah. She she did. She fought. She beat.
She beat Bailey at Saturday Night Main Event. She had not been on TV since.
Exactly. That, and then where's Ivy? Ivy now. Where is she? She's posting videos on YouTube. Workout videos, things like that. The Creed brothers,
and not to mention, you've got the rumors flying around that I have not found a credible source on them yet, but they're saying that Jordan Grace and Ilya Dragunov are leaving the company because they're not being used.
Exactly, and I saw that too. And I was trying to find a source. A couple of things popped up on that. But this is what I don't understand. But you're having segments with Danhausen and Joe Hendry, and you're doing these things like this. Look, you gotta change the Listen, I like Danhausen. I think he's great for the roster. He's great for the comic relief and the craziness that they can have in Raw. But having all these segments and against Judgment Day. Hey, look, there's all these other rumors of Judgment Day that I want to get into with the Dirty Dom sheets later on. But, you're going to have Enzo and Cass coming back.
Well, we don't know about Enzo. We know Cass is coming back because every week we get
Enzo. If you watch the video, if you watch the video Monday night, that was Enzo's voice.
It's not Enzo's voice.
No, I thought it was Enzo's voice.
Not it. I've seen a lot of people saying that. It is not Enzo's voice.
Okay, so I thought that it was Enzo's voice. But anyway, what are we doing? They have to sit back. You get Joe Hendry, he is championship material that you wanted, and now he's nothing. He's just comic relief and a jobber. What? Why? Why are they doing this? Why are they continue to get people that they want and then not use them? Jordan, I'm afraid for freaking goddamn Cruz Montana. Now, made his debut 2 weeks ago on NXT, and now if he comes up, is he going to have the same type of fare as Joe Hendry, Jordan Grace? Why get these people? Why go out of your way get the Motor City Machine Guns, only to release them? I don't know what they're doing. And listen, Triple H, I guess that's it. And he lost all, and he actually said something stupid on an interview about creative.
Oh yeah, we're going to talk about that in our top rope takes.
Yes. So
now, but listen, the Brian Road Dogg James is smiling ear to ear hearing all this shit because he got out. And this shit is just ridiculous. This whole creative team needs to be fired. There's no creative in WWE anymore.
They keep using
the most creative thing you have. Why was Triple H even out there during the whole face-to-face supposed contract signing between Oba Femi and Brock Lesnar? What was that segment? What was half of Raw? You know, and then the best you can give us, not to mention Danhausen, but you're going to put a bona fide racist on WWE television dancing around.
Is he going to become a new member of Judgment Day? Which makes no sense. And Danhausen said that he don't play. He's not that type of play with somebody like that. All of a sudden, look what happens. He's in a segment with him. And that's the problem. I don't know what they're doing, man. I do not know what they're doing and why are they doing the crap that are they trying to destroy the product? Are they trying to really destroy the credibility of Raw itself and WWE in its whole? Are they getting ready for the return of Vince McMahon?
Vince McMahon has nothing to do with this because this is going to be TKO and Endeavor, and they don't want Vince back. Ari Emanuel and TKO doesn't want Vince back. That it has nothing to do with Vince. This has to do with a lack of creative. And I don't know what Triple H was doing. I don't know what happened to Black and Gold Triple H. I don't know if somewhere along the line, him having his heart issues, he lost his balls, he lost the ability to book a match, tell a story, got too involved in AI. I don't know what the problem is here. But why can't, if you're Netflix and you're paying top dollar for a quality program that is underperforming so poorly, that all of the ratings that have come out have said if it wasn't for Solo Sikoa and the boost that segment got, even your main event segment, which we've seen week after week after week with our face down between Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, and they just sit there and circle jerk each other back and forth, didn't save this episode of Raw.
Nope.
And if you're Netflix, you're on the phone calling for a creative overhaul. And there is so many stories right now that say that, you know, creative overhaul incoming, creative in question, talent is losing faith in creative, talent's losing faith in Triple H. How much longer are we going to do this? How much longer until Ari Emanuel picks up that phone and goes, yo, Rock, we need you and your boy in here right now to save WWE? What are we doing? It's not a good look, and it can't be a good look for Netflix, who's paying top dollar. There's already reports out there that ESPN is unhappy with WWE's performance.
They've been unhappy with the performance. They've been unhappy, you know, and it goes over everything. Look, let me tell you, right now, we're at a time where we should be freaking cheering and having a good time watching wrestling, watching WWE, but we're not. And meanwhile, as WWE starts to falter and freaking goddamn crack and lose the momentum, AEW is starting to pick up some steam. They have a billboard across the street from where SummerSlam is going to be.
Their product is shit too.
I know, but it's getting better. It's getting better. It's just the fact that it's like they take chances. They're taking chances. They're doing things. WWE is not taking the chances. They just keep regurgitating things over and over again. You know, right now, the most interesting thing is Solo Sikoa. You know, is Solo Sikoa going to continue to be the a baby face and freaking go out and with the Judgment Day, with the freaking Bloodline, and do that. Hanging out with L.A. Knight and Royce Keys, and having that go on after SummerSlam.
He needs to, because the rest of the Bloodline is boring.
Yeah, even fucking even the Usos got boring. Freaking, Jay got boring.
If you watch Raw, I dare anybody to go back and watch Raw. If we could do it without getting copyright struck, I would do it right now. Watch Raw when the Usos come out. There's maybe 50 people in that crowd yeeting. Everybody else is sitting there with their arms folded. Nobody's yeeting. Maybe 50 people are yeeting.
Yeah, because the momentum's over. The push for Jay has gone. They're heel. Listen, now they're heel, if you really think about it. So the push is going to be gone with that.
I don't think the Usos know what they are.
Heel, face, whatever they are. Look, this Bloodline storyline is going to go on even more. And that's the problem. That the Danhausen is going to be used even more. Hopefully, the freaking goddamn money.
They've already got his fucking face on in front of an ice cream truck sitting outside of.
Hopefully, the money on the pole. The money on the pole with Dominic Mysterio.
No, it's not a money on a pole match. The human money's on a pole match. And I feel sorry for Michael Cole and Corey Graves for even having to call that match. You could hear it in Michael Cole's voice on Monday night when he was like, I don't even know why I have to call this match.
It's ridiculous. Look, we can sit here and rant and rave, to the end of time with Raw. They're destroying the product. TKO has no direction on what the product should be and how the product should be packaged and put out there for an audience. It sucks and it's sad. Maybe after SummerSlam, we keep saying this every time a pay-per-view comes by. After this, after that, Survivor Series, you got this, you got that. You got the Money in the Bank in October.
Roman versus Seth is boring. Roman versus Seth has done nothing to do anything. They every week for the last 3 weeks since this match was announced, they have stood in the ring and they have just circle jerked each other, blown each other back and forth. There's been really no confrontation. They take turns, beating each other up. But that's it. There's nothing to progress this story. Why isn't the rest of the Bloodline getting involved in this story? Why is the Bloodline focusing on, Royce Keys, Solo Sikoa, and LA Knight, and they're not focusing on the task of helping Roman Reigns beat Seth Rollins? Why isn't there more of a focus on what Roman Reigns is doing with Seth Rollins than there is on anything else the Bloodline related? That should be a secondary story. What the Bloodline has going on with Royce Keys and LA Knight and Solo Sikoa should be a secondary story. The main focus should be Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins.
If you think about it, Roman Reigns has not defeated anybody without the Bloodline's help. If you notice, he's been doing a lot of things himself without the Bloodline. But that's probably going to change come SummerSlam. You will probably have the Usos coming out. You'll probably have freaking Jacob Fatu coming out. You'll probably have a heel freaking Solo Sikoa that actually is going to freaking turn heel. And he's always been heel and join the freaking goddamn Bloodline. Or something like that. You're going to have some big ending to that story. To the final chapter of Seth Rollins with Roman Reigns.
There's no big ending or final chapter to be had. The story is dead.
There's no freaking goddamn Dean Ambrose coming out.
These guys suck.
Listen, there is no Dean Ambrose. He ain't coming. So anybody who had that in their mind, again, Dean Ambrose signed to 2027 with AEW, and he's going to be there for a while. So So all these Dean Ambrose people that think Dean Ambrose is going to come, I'm sorry to bust your bubble. It's not going to happen. You know,
and it's not about the Shield either. It's about Roman Reigns never being able to beat Seth Rollins when it counts.
Exactly. When it counts. And now he's probably going to beat him, which is probably going to happen, or there's going to be a disqualification or something big is going to happen in SummerSlam. But
instead of focusing on that, you want to give me a fucking Danhausen, Joe Hendry concert with a bunch of midgets running around and a known racist who was literally kicked out of the BCW for racist comments he made on a live stream.
Yep.
And parade them around the ring.
Yep.
And that's what you want to give me on a Monday Night Raw.
And if you because part of Judgment Day, that's another slap in the face. The people, TKO doesn't care about you, me, or anybody. They care about money. They want money. They don't give a shit. And that's why I keep saying corporations blow ass, because they are the enemy. They are the devil. They are the ruination of things. Freaking corporations. And speaking about corporations, to go off the subject a little bit, I was reading a whole story about San Diego Comic-Con. San Diego Comic-Con went corporate, and it forever changed what San Diego Comic-Con is. So corporations destroy what's good in things. And that's the problem. And that's what we're going through with the freaking WWE right now, because TKO doesn't care about, again, you, me, or anybody but the mighty dollar.
Yes, the same thing is happening with CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. You are 100% right there on that, Brandon. It's the same thing. They try to make something out of nothing. They're forcing that feud, and that feud doesn't mean shit unless Cody goes heel at SummerSlam.
Yep.
That feud is pointless, and it's just a cash grab to sell tickets if Cody doesn't go heel at SummerSlam. Eric, welcome into this shit show. What did you think about the Danhausen rock concert with Joe Hendry on Monday night? Yeah, see, Eric's flabbergasted. He doesn't even know what to say. He's speechless. Absolutely speechless.
Yeah.
You have no heat in that, where, like I said, Jey Uso comes out on Raw trying to yeet, nobody cares. You're just shoving Danhausen down everybody's throat. You wanted Joe Hendry so bad that you've done nothing but turn him into worse than Elias. He's a glorified Elias clone. And still, that's what you would want to give us on a Monday Night Raw on a premium channel like Netflix.
And it's actually the go-home show before SummerSlam.
Yeah, thank you, Dom. Not to mention a go-home show before the second supposed biggest pay-per-view of the year.
Yep.
A pay-per-view that, because you're choosing to sell out and do WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia next year, that you're trying to promote and push to be as big as WrestleMania, because we get no WrestleMania in the States next year. So you're trying to make sure that SummerSlam is just as big as WrestleMania. And this is what you're giving us on our go-home show. You're not furthering story. You're not building anything. You have Danhausen get his ass kicked by the Judgment Day just to have a human monies on a pole match. Poor Dominic Mysterio, man. We're going to talk about him in the Top Rope Takes, but how far the mighty have fallen.
Yep.
This man is the AAA fucking mega champion, and he's in a match with Danhausen at SummerSlam. What are we doing here? And I'm going to tell you, because I'm going to call it out right now, and I'm going to call a spade a spade. Every week after Raw, I want to be positive about it. And I go to our group chat, and I'm like, dude, that Raw sucked. That Raw absolutely sucked. And I hear, oh, well, you know, it wasn't that bad. I'm a fan of this team and that team, and because no, stop making excuses for it. Stop giving it a pass until you're willing and everyone is willing to stand up and be like, this shit sucks. We deserve better as fans for not only our hard paying money being there in person, but paying for this shit every week on Netflix. This shit sucks. Call a spade a spade. Quit sitting here and just, you know, being, oh, I want to be Mr. Positive and, oh, well, it could be worse. It's not that bad. No, it sucks. And you know it sucks. If someone's sitting there trying to feed you a shit sandwich, dude, are you going to be like, no, this is shit? Or are you going to be like, oh, man, it's a bit nutty, and earthy, but it's all right. I can stomach it.
So, listen. So, also, the Vision versus Alpha Academy, you know, there was pictures of Braun Breaker looked like he didn't even want to friggin' be there.
No, he's checked out. He's done.
You know,
he doesn't give two shits.
You know, because now you got the love story with Maxine and freaking goddamn Austin Theory going on, this and that. And look, to be totally honest, I think the Vision is going to break up soon because it's not going anywhere, because Bronson Reed will be making his return. And where does he fit in? He's not going to fit in anywhere because
hopefully not in the fucking Vision, because he might as well just sit right back on the shelf.
I'm hoping. I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm hoping he comes out to attack Oba Femi after Oba Femi beats Brock Lesnar in freaking goddamn SummerSlam. I hope, because you need big guys like that to go after Oba Femi. You need a couple of big dudes after Brock Lesnar to at least have a challenge to make some things interesting. So that I'm going to put that out there. That's my thing, that Oba Femi does win against Brock Lesnar, but Bronson Reed comes out and attacks Oba Femi. That's one of my predictions for tonight. When we were talking about what? I had to say, but
welcome, Eric. I can hear you now.
Yeah, it's something. StreamYard. It's a beast sometimes.
What's going on, buddy?
Hey. Okay. So yeah, I want to talk about that concert later on because I know we're going to get to it.
We're talking about it right now.
Right now.
The audacity that they had to get fucking Ryan Garcia.
Yes.
Of all people, just to promote a fucking boxing match that nobody's going to watch, and think there are people that are going to forgive his racist tirade, especially when he was with Aiden Ross about the whole George Floyd shit and the Nazism.
It's disgusting individual. And that's what they don't care. TKO wants money. And they don't care about
people's past.
Exactly. They think that, and look, let me tell you something. I understand people do things in life. Sometimes they make mistakes and they say things that they shouldn't say, and things happen. But
no, he doubled down.
But this man said a lot of shit. Mm-hmm. And that's the problem. So you put him on TV, you make him part of the Judgment Day. You don't care about what the fandom says, because he said a lot of bad things, and you just say, oh, the hell with it, put him on TV. No one forgets, believe me. No one forgets. Social media is the biggest traveling, through around the world, and you can't say something on a stream without that coming back to haunt you and saying things. But disgusting stuff he said. There's no reason why he should be on TV. No reason why he should be part in WWE. That's the thing. And like I said, TKO doesn't give two shits about nobody. They want money. And
I don't know what the biggest travesty is, that them parading him around, or the fact that they even did that Joe Hendry Danhausen Rock concert.
Hey, look, let me tell you something. I understand Danhausen has some funny segments. I understand that. He's selling the shit out of T-shirts and merchandise. He's the number one merchandise seller on WWE right now. And they want that moneymaker. You're making money with this guy, you're going to give this guy more television time than people who deserve television time that are in the back that don't get their freaking goddamn time of day.
Hi, Jordan Grace.
Exactly. Like freaking goddamn Dragunov. Like we're talking about the fact is there's been rumors running around. We don't know if they're going to figure they're walking. They're going because they're unhappy. It seems like everybody is unhappy. Rusev, fucking Braun Breaker.
Rusev's actually getting time though.
Oh, I know, but you see Rusev, he got up. And
but he ain't stacking wins.
No, and that's what I'm trying to say. He's losing.
He's losing to dudes half his size.
Exactly, and that's the thing. I understand sometimes, you do things here and there, but give the guy his just desserts. You bring him back, only the freaking goddamn shit on him and make him a jobber. So creative has no clue what to do. You're rocking the same people day in and day out without giving other people opportunities and chances. Listen, you got SmackDown Raw. Like Russo said a couple of weeks ago on a podcast, SmackDown used to be a continuation of Raw. The hell with the freaking goddamn two different the two different companies, and make
brands.
Brands. Put them together. Just have them together where people get more TV time. You got 4 hours because you cut it down to 2 hours. You got 4 hours of TV time. Give some people chances. The same people over and over again. Ivy Nile, bring her out. Jordan Grace, bring her out. You can't tell me you have no story. You can.
They don't. They've admittedly said we have no creative direction for Jordan Grace,
which makes no sense. She was going after the championship when freaking goddamn.
And you legitimately have a ladder match that, for some reason, Tiffany Stratton's ass, who is a women's United States Championship, is in.
Exactly.
Fan favorite.
Exactly. Listen, Ivy Nile, Jordan Grace, you could have part of that in the ladder match. It's, look, I'm keep saying it again. When we talk about the Attitude Era, everybody was utilized in the Attitude Era, one way or the other.
If not, it was a week after, but yeah.
Because they had to. They had competition.
I know.
They were getting destroyed by WCW.
I know, but
they have competition now too with AEW.
But Tony Khan doesn't have the balls that Eric Bischoff had. Tony Khan wants to be the nice guy. He wants everyone to like him. He's going to fold faster than a fucking gingerbread house.
Like I said, they got a bulletin board.
Christmas.
They got their pay-per-view bulletin board outside where they're going to be having SummerSlam. So they're promoting their wrestling the same time SummerSlam is going to happen. So listen, it's survival of the fittest. Like I said, Motor City Machine Guns just showed up tonight. New Day is probably going to show up in their pay-per-view. They're going to have a tag team division. Come on. Even though you have Christian and Edge with the belts now, you get the Young Bucks fighting them for the belts. That's more challenging with the freaking belts we have. We freaking got them the Vision.
Well, they just wrote Otis off TV, so now Raw has no tag teams anymore other than the Vision.
Exactly.
Because they were just,
And we're just ignoring Damian Priest and R-Truth.
They're on SmackDown with no teams to face.
Exactly. They got freaking Damian Priest fighting by himself now, fighting matches. R-Truth. When's the last time R-Truth fought in a match? Is he still injured? He's walking around with the belt?
Yes.
So that's what I'm trying to say. There's nothing, man. That's why the two brands you have to keep the two brands, put them together and have one show after the other, continue stories, make stories where you can bring guys out and you add things.
Yes. Tiffany Stratton should not be in that match. Lyra Valkyria, 100%. Roxanne Perez, 100%.
Yes.
Should not. JC Jane, 100%. But no, you got to have her being a triple threat match or a 6-woman tag match with the fucking Bellas. Like, dude, it's just creative all around is fucked. And if I was a CEO or someone at Netflix or ESPN or USA Network, I would be like, what are we doing here? We paid you all this money and you're just phoning this shit in, and this is not acceptable, especially Netflix, because what we got Monday night, dude, I don't want to hear a wrestling fan go around and excuse it anymore. You can't.
The only thing good about Monday night was Solo Sikoa.
Exactly. Unanimously, everyone. Everyone agrees with that. Pew pew.
Yeah, my thing is that you look at what's going on and you see 1 week you have something that's pretty decent. All right, you know what? Maybe they're going to capitalize and do something different. Then they go the totally opposite, and they freaking goddamn give you dog shit. And it's like, what are we doing? Just give us a good show, good matches, and story. Give us something that we could cheer about. Because, like you said, I want to cheer about Raw. I want to cheer about SmackDown. You know, I want to cheer about NXT. I want to cheer about wrestling because we're doing this podcast because we love wrestling. And it takes the love out of it when you have dog shit week after week with no direction and makes no sense. You know, you're forcing matches to happen without a story. You're bringing up past things that make no sense because obviously Roman Reigns did win against friggin' Seth Rollins. Did win, and now you're bringing up that he never won. The whole fact is that I understand that you want to have these things happen, but give us some solid story that makes you care.
It's the principality of the matter too. Like, if you're Netflix, you look at the last 3 weeks. What, 2-3 weeks ago, we got a Raw that literally had 3 matches in a 2.5-hour show.
That was this week too, by the way.
And even better. Not to mention 3 matches on top of parading someone who's kicked out of the WBC for racist comments and putting out an atrocious rock concert. Not to mention wheeling the Usos out there to nobody in the crowd yeeting with them.
Not anymore.
It's done. It's over. Nobody cares. And that's the problem with Triple H is those old heads got to go.
And like I said,
it doesn't work anymore.
And like I said,
Pritchard and Hayes.
Look,
I don't know how Michael Hayes and Bruce Pritchard are still there, let alone survived the bullshit that went down with Vince McMahon.
Mm-hmm.
I know. And another thing too is that we're going to talk about the stupid comment that Triple H made in the interview.
Oh, blaming us for hating them?
We'll get there.
Oh, that's what.
But all right.
Yep.
Stick says, my question would be are these people going to shows buying tickets? Or are they just seeing filler for the WWE TKO?
You mean seat fillers?
Oh, seat fillers. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably just seat fillers. I mean, there's legitimate people going and buying tickets to the show. And I don't know. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating right now to be a WWE or pro wrestling fan in general. Like, and the sad part is there's so much good pro wrestling out there.
Mm-hmm.
Watch indie stuff online. Like,
watch AAA.
Watch AAA. Watch House of Glory when they go on YouTube and they have their pay-per-view on YouTube in a couple weeks. Watch, I would say Ring of Honor, but that's an AEW product. Watch MLW. Watch Juggalo Wrestling, for God's sakes. There is so much good pro wrestling out there on the indie scene, and WWE has to give us this abortion that they call Monday Night Raw last week or this week. What, dude? It frustrates me because I don't want to come on here and be negative. I don't want to come on here and be known as another negative show. But, you know, we're going to talk about it on the Top Rope Takes, but the negativity around WWE is so loud right now that they are buying a radio station to try and counteract it.
Nobody's going to tune into it either.
You are buying time on Sirius. Mm-hmm. And filling it with nothing but WWE yes men. And if you're not a WWE yes man, your ass is out of there. Just ask Jonathan Coachman.
Yep. Hey, listen, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I know, give or take, Jonathan Coachman, you know, he says some things, this and that. But, dude, the last couple of things he's been talking about, he's 100% on, man. And like I said, the way this is going, this is like a total, like, this is like extinction level when it comes to wrestling, the way they're doing things. They're trying to destroy the product. And it's sad. You know, they just want you to go out there, enjoy the show, no matter what it is. You know, it's like, you know, when you criticize a movie about how sucky a movie was, And right away they want to hit you with all these different things. Oh, you don't like the movie because of this. You don't like the movie. No, the story sucked. The story sucked. Give us good summer.
They are, Brandon. They're $25, and they're still having a hard time selling this pay-per-view out because it sucks.
Hey, honey, do you want to go to SummerSlam? $25 a ticket.
The card for night 1 is really good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, my wife who said no.
Night 2 is not good.
No. Hey, look, and I understand some people are hurt. Rhea Ripley got hurt, but you see, this is another thing too. Why have an interim champion? Why is it an intern? Why can't you just make it another champion and then she has to fight her way back to get the belt?
Because it's a way to give you a match that people want to see, and it writes itself so they don't have to put a ounce of creative fucking energy into it. Because you could just put that belt on Charlotte Flair and turn around and have Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley for the undisputed women's WWE Champion.
They had a fight already. You've seen them fight already.
Yeah, well, that's what we're gonna get.
Listen, unless you're gonna take SmackDown's, you're gonna take Raw's belt from the women and unify them both and have one belt. And the same thing with Raw and SmackDown's men's belt.
It's not like Liv Morgan's defending that shit. She's even got on the record and said, I don't need to defend this shit. When you're as good as me, you don't need to defend this belt. What the fuck are we talking about here?
Exactly. See, and that's the problem. That Stephanie Vickier, waiting for Stephanie Vickier to come back.
Brandon, and there is not a link to join in and talk, dude. I'm sorry. Dude, I don't want to be negative because that's how we get blacklisted and we won't be able to get wrestlers on the show. We won't be able to get vetted with WWE or AEW. I don't want to be negative, but I'm not going to sit here, and it's just not in my personality to sit here and be a bootlicker. I'm not going to sit here and kiss the ass of WWE. When you're putting out shitty product, I'm going to tell you, you're putting out shitty product, and that's exactly what's happened. And you can sit here and blame us all you want and make these remarks, but at the end of the day, that's you deflecting.
Not even blame the wrestlers. The wrestlers are doing a great job on what they're giving.
Yeah, they're
doing the best what they get.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to make a fucking gourmet meal out of the shit sandwich they're being handed.
Exactly, and that's the problem. It's not nothing towards the wrestlers. It's about TKO and the creative team that are behind the stories. And and like what my wife just said. Look, we defended Triple H a lot when it comes to story, that TKO, this and that. Now, if you really think about it, like I'm gonna keep going back. We'll talk about the Triple H thing. Honestly, now you have to look at Triple H a different way and say, you know what are you thinking?
You might be the problem.
Exactly.
You might be the problem.
Exactly. So something's got to change. If you go down the line, there is negative output down the line. The thumbs down to all the likes are overshadowing everything because the thumbs down is becoming a natural way of life when it comes to WWE. There's not much to cheer for. There's not much out there to give or take. Like, oh shit, this is awesome. You're getting decent matches.
What area do you feel that WWE is good, Brandon? Because that statement right there is what I would say is part of the problem. Because if you really look at it, and I want to hear your honest opinion, because where I'm sitting at it, and I think where Dom's sitting at it, well, maybe not Dom. Dom tries to be a usually optimistic guy, but there's no phase right now on Raw or SmackDown, other than maybe Solo Sikoa, that WWE is doing anything that's good.
Well, you know what? Chelsea Green. I like Chelsea Green. I think she should be pushed even more.
You mean that they're just burying her?
Like not burying her. She's in the ladder match.
She ain't gonna win that ladder match.
I hope she comes close to it. I hope she does. I hope they do have a change of mind because she's great on the mic and she's great. She's a great wrestler. That's the whole thing.
She's charismatic.
Exactly, she is.
I want her to win that ladder
Exactly.
match because you know what that does? It creates a new star. But what are we gonna
But
get?
she's
We're gonna
already a
get.
star though. Without
Well,
the
it's
title.
gonna create a new champion star. It's gonna elevate her. It's gonna give us something fresh and new. But no, we're gonna get stupid ass Charlotte Flair. And I shouldn't say stupid ass Charlotte Flair because she's been doing some great work as a face.
Yeah.
But it's gonna give us fucking Charlotte Flair. We're gonna get the same fucking can of SpaghettiOs that we've already been fed time and time again.
So, since we're talking about women's wrestling, and going to do some predictions, let's do a prediction on the SmackDown match, which is Julia versus Lash Legend for the last spot.
Oh, Lash Legend's winning that.
Well, yeah.
No question about that.
I would love Julia to win, but Lash Legend, they're going to be pushing Lash Legend on that. You know, she's definitely going to shine on that part because, of course, you're going to have somebody interfere and make her win. So,
Yeah, that's right. We want beefaroni, not SpaghettiOs.
All
right.
Chef Boyardee, baby.
That's enough ranting and raving. Let's get into our top rope takes. And let's talk about something bright. And it's not coming from Raw or SmackDown.
Nope.
It's coming from NXT.
And
Grayson Waller has apparently been shipped back to NXT. And thankfully he has. Because he came out on absolute fire on NXT on Tuesday night. Dropping what is being called a pipe bomb that is getting recognition from all sorts of names across the industry, like CM Punk and John Cena, all just lighting a fire. How do you guys feel about Grayson Waller coming up on NXT? And I feel like it automatically just that the debut of Mike Santana,
Cruz Santana,
or Cruz Montana, whatever you want to call him, and Grayson Waller, it's doing what they effectively tried to do with Mason Rook and Naraku, but it just feels that much better. So 2 minutes on the clock. What did you guys think of Grayson Waller's pipe bomb promo on NXT? And are you excited to see what they do with Grayson Waller moving forward?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. Eric, you want to go first? Eric?
I'll go first.
Go first.
So, to be honest, I've been a huge fan of Grayson Waller, especially because he's been a good mic talker and he's very fucking athletic. The way he kind of dropped on New Day and Austin Theory without mentioning Austin Theory's name. And he's pretty much, he was, like you said, he was, like last night, he was cooking. Well, not last night, but Tuesday night. He had the crowd behind him, even though he was a full turn heel.
Yep.
He was spitting true facts. And with this,
he absolutely cooked.
Cooked.
Austin Theory.
90% of the roster thinks they're ready for the main event, but only 10% are ready, and they're all women. Which is, yeah.
He cooked the entire men's NXT locker room.
Yep.
Not to mention he cooked TNA.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Calling the best basketball player at the YMCA.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so happy Grayson Waller's back. I'm glad he's actually doing something now instead of just chilling back and catering.
And I'm glad to see him not giving us his stupid talk show, the Waller effect. I'm glad that he's being utilized now and he's not being treated as a joke or a gimmick.
We don't know yet. It could still happen down the road.
From what NXT's doing so far, I don't think they can go back. After what Waller just went out there and pretty much went into business for himself and just put himself on that map.
I haven't seen the last time they've done any talk show variants on NXT ever since Waller left, to be honest.
You know, I'm going to look at it this way. That pipe bomb is what NXT needed. That pipe bomb made it actually put Grayson Waller back on the map. They put him back on the map, and that pipe bomb just made NXT a show you want to watch. Because now he's cooking. You got Mike Santana,
Cruz Montana,
Mike, whatever you're gonna call him that. Part of this, and just imagine if Zilla Fatu shows up pretty soon. He actually called up the men's locker week So that means there's going to be some blood pumped into the men's locker room very soon with new faces. Very soon, there's going to be a lot more happening. So that kind of is the opening door for what's to come down the road. And it's true. The women are cooking on this show. The women, you're going to have more women call-ups. There's going to be more call-ups after SummerSlam. And you're gonna have that happen.
I think Lola Vice has been called up at the summer, but
exactly. She's calling. She's one of the other names that are being used to call up. But
he called Austin Theory Marty Jannetty.
Yep. Yeah. He called him Marty Jannetty. Yeah, he did.
I like that he showed up and he owned that what he's done up to this point has been an embarrassment, and he wants to get back on track. I love that he called Austin Theory 240 pounds of idiot, and that he made him relevant, and that he's allergic to the microphone, and that he fucking called him Marty Jannetty.
That's when he comes up, he's definitely going to fight Austin Theory. Still there.
Oh yeah,
definitely going to have that. But let him cook for the next 6 months in NXT, and see what happens to that. But I'm telling you again, he actually pumped new blood into the product. And that's what they should do. If you have no time on television, the main roster, bring them back down to NXT. Make them cook at NXT. Make them reinvent themselves on NXT. They come back up. Listen, you're not using Jordan Grace. You're not using Dragunov. Bring them back down to NXT. The Creed brothers, NXT. Ivy Nile, NXT. Bring them back down there. Let them cook. Let them rock. And then bring them up when you need to, when the time is right. To give them that opportunity. Because if you could have Grayson Waller come back and drop a pipe bomb like this, you could have them come back and do some real good for the brand.
Yeah.
And make NXT a must-watch again after they completed the entire roster the last year or so. But I like it. I like what they did. I like the direction of Grayson Waller, and I like they got to continue it. I don't want to see any changes. Have him in the picture against Tony D'Angelo and Cruz Montana, and have that happen, and then introduce, like I said, Zilla Fatu, and what's his name? The guy they got from Japan, from New Japan.
Oh, Tanahashi? Not Tanahashi.
No. What's his name that's there now? But there's another one that they just got that's coming from New Japan.
No, because they already got Evil.
Yeah, Evil. But the other guy is another guy that they signed too. That he should be making his debut soon.
The only one's coming up is Tanahashi, because Takeshita is already in AEW.
Yes.
So it has to be Tanahashi.
I got to think of his name. I don't know. When Matt comes back, he can talk.
What's up?
Matt, who's the guy that they got? Got the other guy from New Japan. That's supposed to be coming up.
God, no. Tanahashi?
Yeah.
Tanahashi? It's something.
Yeah. They're going to change his name too.
Yeah, they are looking to change his name too. But I'm just saying, but if they do this and bring the people down that aren't being utilized and bring in this new talent, NXT could really start cooking again. You have a lot more exciting matches and great promos. You need great promos, and we need more of this, more Grayson Waller type of promos from all the guys on the roster and the new people that come in.
I like the passion that Grayson Waller showed.
Yep.
Like, that's the thing, is like he cut this promo, and it's finally good to see this fire be lit underneath him that he didn't have when he was in that tag team with Austin Theory. And that pipe bomb showed it. He nuked NXT, and I'm glad that he did. And Waller is just the type of guy, I think, that can go back there and rejuvenize that men's division. And I'm going to tell you, Cruz Montana, Mike Santana, whatever you want to call him, and Grayson Waller is more interesting to me than Mason Rook and Naraku versus D'Angelo. Tony D'Angelo versus Cruz Montana. Tony D'Angelo versus Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller versus Cruz Montana. Like instantly.
Yep. It's a little bit more
than anything we were doing. I mean, Mason Rook, he's gone. Bye. Like he fell off. He's mid card now.
Mm-hmm.
And Naraku, where's he been?
I think they come back next week. I think they look after Grayson Waller called everybody weak back there. There's going to be a lot of people stepping up, and you have new faces showing up. That base is different now. I want to ask you a question now. TNA was up for sale. Do you think that TKO bought it without saying anything, and a lot of people are going to leave?
No, they don't need to. No. They poached all the talent from that fucking division, other than maybe one guy.
Nick Nemeth.
Where's Slater? Slater hasn't been to...
Yeah, Slater. That's it.
Yeah.
Naraku ain't in his honeymoon because Io Sky is on Raw every Monday.
He's on honeymoon with somebody else then.
I don't know, man. But Grayson Waller absolutely cooked. I hope Shawn Michaels gives him more time on NXT. And I'm interested to see. I'm actually re-interested in NXT now. It makes me interested in NXT to see where we go from here. All right. Up next, with the abomination that was this past Monday night on Raw, only to be compared by whatever that segment between Cody Rhodes and CM Punk was on SmackDown. Of course, when things go awry, who's the name that keeps coming up? The Rock. And we see our finalized card for SummerSlam coming into the picture where night one is hands down much better than night two.
Yep.
The chirping is getting louder about, does the SummerSlam need The Rock to make this feel like the blockbuster WWE wants it to? And do we think The Rock is going to come back? Boys, so I ask you, 2 minutes on the clock. Does this WWE need The Rock?
Well, I'm going to tell you this. You have Giambi coming out, part 3. With
Jumanji, you mean?
Jumanji, part 3 coming out, and The Rock is in it. So you can rest assured that The Rock needs a landing place to promote his movie.
The Rock ain't a Hollywood draw anymore, man.
I know he's not. So that's
Moana live action showed that.
Well, he goes back to the WWE and it comes back out. That's what he needs. And the only reason why he should come out is the face freaking Roman Reigns. That's the only reason why he should be coming out, is to face Roman Reigns. If he's going to come back out, if he comes out of WrestleMania 43 to promote that he's going to fight Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, that's all you need The Rock to do. If if The Rock can freaking pump some blood and get some people saying, you know what, I want to watch this because The Rock is here, they're going to try it. But that's the only other solution they really have right now. The Rock is the only thing that I'm not going to say save the card, save SummerSlam, but maybe pump a little adrenaline into it if he does come back.
I'm sticking by my guns. I don't want The Rock back because I don't want to see The Rock on my TV in a WWE ring ever again after what happened with the John Cena heel turn.
I want your soul, Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes.
Well, you can take Cody Rhodes' soul and his bottle of Wheatley and go set it right next on your medicine cabinet next to all your Papa Tui.
Or when he comes out, he goes,
yeah. I don't think The Rock saves SummerSlam.
I don't think he saves SummerSlam either. But I think that he would put some asses in seats if he did show up.
Yeah, if people would know beforehand. But since that's not going to happen.
Yep. Because SummerSlam is what? Saturday
and Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday. It's right here. It's right around the corner. Now, that begs a different other question, too. SmackDown. Do you have to have an outstanding SmackDown card to go right into SummerSlam? I think you do. I actually think so. I think you have to make
If you want to sell tickets, yeah.
Yeah, you have to make SmackDown something to look at after the dismal freaking Monday Night Raw. You got to have SmackDown do something. Have a surprise. Have something happen. You know, you can't have some dog shit going into SummerSlam. And if they do that, it is what it is.
Because that's who I think that that TKO is going to look to if they fire Triple H. They're going to look to The Rock and Brian Gerwitz to start trying to be heads of creative.
Put the Undertaker there.
No, he's too busy rocking AAA.
I know, but after the storyline he had in AAA, the fucking mask versus mask story was better than anything that WWE has done in months. Years. You're right. You know, and Damian Priest showing up, you know, stuff like that, making AAA a must-watch. Listen, you might as well take people that aren't doing anything again, like on Raw and SmackDown, put them in AAA, put them in freaking goddamn NXT, do something. They don't understand creative just freaking sucks. But
I'm not sure if you watched AAA last Saturday, but you saw Dom joining up with Omos.
Yes.
And Dory Rodon, which again another twist, which I actually enjoy.
Yeah, and he freaking left the freaking Americano in the freaking ring. So you're gonna have the freaking Grande Americano versus Dominic Mysterio in September for the belt. So, but The Rock does come out. It will put some asses in seats. Not a lot, but it will.
In seats at home.
Yeah, you know, I know, but he's not the draw he was, but he comes back and has a solid story coming back. The reason to come back.
But that's all you're doing is just feasting on nostalgia, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you can do. Because they have nothing.
I don't think The Rock saves anything. I mean, even if it's just to bolster a WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia, I don't think it does any good because him versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania is going to be in Saudi Arabia. How many people are going to go to that? Outside of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, how many people are going to go to that? Does the allure of Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania make you want to?
It's not even that, Matt.
Trudge that climate.
The fact is, they're getting a $400 million freaking goddamn payday just to have that there. They don't give a shit, and that's the problem. That's TKO in a nutshell. They don't care. They get their pay. They put on a show. The hell with the people in the States. Saudi Arabia gets the match that some people want to see, but they don't do it here. And that's the problem. It's all about the big dollar, the mighty dollar again. I keep saying the money. They don't care.
It's just business.
What's the next WWE PLE after SummerSlam? It has not been announced yet.
Yes, it is. Worlds Collide.
Money in the Bank.
Is that really a PLE?
Yes.
Well, yeah, but they got Money in the Bank in October, September. Is it?
Well, yeah, as I was going to say, other than you have Heat Wave
CW
on August 30th.
No, yes, Saturday night. Was it a Saturday night Heat?
You have a Saturday night main event on September 6th.
No.
Then you have Worlds Collide. You have Triple Mania, two nights Triple Mania on September 11th and 13th.
And then you have October. You have
that's a triple A event.
Correct.
The next official WWE. And now Worlds Collide is being branded as WWE NXT AAA Worlds Collide. And then your next WWE main roster branded PLE after SummerSlam is Money in the Bank on October 10th. But I have a feeling that you're going to get probably a WrestlePalooza in August or September.
They would have announced it by now if that was the case.
They would have.
I don't know. They might try to do it real quick.
No, well, you're gonna get the Sunday night. Was it Sunday night Heat? You're gonna get a Sunday night Heat.
Sunday night main event.
Sunday night main event. Sunday night. Yeah, that's what's gonna be in September.
That's September 6th. Yes.
Yeah, and then you got the Worlds Collide, and then after that it goes into October for the Money in the Bank.
Sticks, you didn't send me any pics, bro. You just sent me a picture. But because then you got Money in the Bank in October, Survivor Series in November. I mean, there's saying WrestlePalooza is probably going to be in late August. We'll see. And then you got NXT No Mercy. And then, of course, yeah, where are we going to get Crown Jewel at this year?
If it is, it would be in November.
Yeah. Well, you got November. You got Survivor Series.
Yeah, but they've done both in November before, though.
Yeah, it's true.
And they still haven't even figured out where they're going to have the Royal Rumble at next year, whether it's going to be here in Phoenix or in somewhere else.
And they're making Royal Rumble 2 nights now.
Oh, Lord. Hope not.
Yeah, they announced it 2 nights, a 2-night event. So you're gonna have a Royal. So you're gonna have one Royal Rumble, I guess, for the men one night, and then the women for the next night. Because you have to add shows.
Moving on, WWE is being accused of dropping the ball with Dominic Mysterio after he's being put in a human money's on a pole match with Danhausen. Boys, do you guys feel that WWE is dropping the ball with Dominic Mysterio?
You know, I got to say one thing. At least he's in story.
Yeah.
They may be dropping the ball on him, but he is definitely, they're utilizing him a lot. He's getting more screen time, I think, than other people on the roster. You know, regardless of the fact of what they do with him against Danhausen, against this and that, he's getting double to AAA. He's getting freaking story and freaking WWE. So I think they're utilizing him a lot. And that's they may not be utilizing him the way we want to see him utilized, but I think he's getting more screen time than anybody on the roster.
He had instant heat. He had nuclear heat. He's the biggest heel in the industry. And so much so that they sent him to AAA. He's a AAA mega champion. They go crazy for him in AAA, but they don't get that same response for him on WWE television. And he needs to be moved away from the Judgment Day, go off on his own, and bring back that nuclear heat. I really think that they are dropping the ball with him as far as keeping the Judgment Day together and constantly putting him in that. Who cares about him and JD McDonough? Nobody.
I actually think if him and JD McDonough got together and really went for the tag team championships, I think they'd be a good tag team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think if they put them, they're both great. Wrestling. JD McDonough might be the better wrestler with all his moves and this and that, but I still don't think we've seen the full potential of Dominic Mysterio. I still don't think that they unleashed him on who he really is. And I think once he goes on his own, he's going to mask up and be like his dad down the road. But
you want to know when I think Dominic Mysterio will be really, really good and be in the Hall of Fame discussion with his dad? When he leaves WWE, when he leaves the WWE product and he goes out on the indies and he cuts his teeth there and he gets and learns wrestling outside of the WWE system and then comes back.
Oh, so you want him to be another Dijak or Baron Corbin?
No, I want him to be the likes of a Cody Rhodes or, a Matt Cardona, things like that. He's very much come up in the WWE system. And I don't know. I like Dominic Mysterio. I think he's a great heel, and they could do great work with him. But he's got to get away from this Judgment Day storyline. He's got to get away from Liv Morgan. He's got
to tell you something coming up when we do the Dirty Dumb Sheets. I got something for you with Judgment Day. So, but I don't know. Go ahead, Eric. What do you think, man? I like Dirty Dom. I just think the fact is that they are utilizing him a lot. It might not be what we want, and he got more screen time than a majority of the roster.
Yeah, and the main thing is that Liv Morgan's been absorbing Dom's pretty much nuclear heat.
Yep.
With her shitty ass theme. Fucking laugh.
Trouble.
In all time BS.
She's the greatest women's world champion of all time.
She's just been more of an annoyance than Dom ever was. And that's what absorbed the nuclear heat from him. If they pushed Dom to do more heel tactics to like fan favorites that not like top stars like Cody Rhodes or CM Punk, because they'll cheer for Dom for doing that. If he goes back to doing like toxic stuff to like say other mid-carders, then he'll get the nuclear heat again. But other than that, there's not really much of a story.
You know, he should be in the Intercontinental Championship picture. He should be there big time. You know, participating in that whole thing.
Why he held that title for so long?
No, but he should still be in the picture. He's good. You know,
He can be in the picture, but just not win it.
I not win it. I'm saying in the picture just to make more excitement. I would like to see him fight freaking Ethan Page. I would like to see him fight the other guys. You know that are in the mid card. You know, you got a grid. You got a lot of guys in mid card. Like Dragunov should be in the mid card. Dragunov should be there in that mid card. You know, you don't even have him fighting in the U.S. Championship. That's why what they got to do. You have two mid cards: the U.S. Championship and the Intercontinental Championship. All the non-use wrestlers should be in those cards. You know,
Dragunov should be in the title picture.
He should
be in the world title picture, because after you get through CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, what have you got from there?
There's none. Really, they don't have anybody. They don't want to build big stars. That's what I'm trying to say. Freaking King of the Ring to build stars. You gave it to freaking goddamn Oba Femi, and Oba Femi freaking turned down the championship match to fight Brock Lesnar. You know, so that opportunity right there went out the window. So now you wait for Money in the Bank, and you have the same people win the Money in the Bank. I actually think Finn Balor's going to win Money in the Bank. You know,
I hope he does.
I hope he does too. You know, but you got to start building other stars. You have to really put them out there. You know, how many times in the glory days of wrestling the mid cards became huge superstars that went on to do bigger and better things? That's what you need to do. You need to create these superstars and have the mid card. Listen, yes, the championship belt is the pinnacle of winning, but you need to build these guys at the mid. The mid card makes these guys who they are to go to the pinnacle. They're not utilizing them. Dirty Dom has the AAA championship. He should be fighting with that AAA championship against the likes of the mid card people, because it's the AAA championship. You have him fight, because obviously you're not fighting anybody from freaking goddamn AAA. You know, everybody in AAA is fighting their own thing, and you're walking around with this belt for freaking months. They got to do something. But then again, like I said, they're utilizing Dominic in a lot of different ways, and he's getting a lot of screen time that people wish they could have.
All I'm going to say is, if we're getting a human monies in a pole match at SummerSlam, how far are we from getting a Sami Zayn versus a water bottle match at Survivor Series?
We were so close.
So close. And maybe a dog food eating match again.
I will never forgive you for that.
Oh boy. Look, Sammy, like, you try to it did happen in NXT, and it was one of the best things in NXT. You know, Gunther and Dragunov. You know, you had all these fights, all these feuds that happened in freaking goddamn NXT that were fantastic. You got to bring that magic to WWE. You got to make things happen. And look, you're concentrating on bringing all these new people, new faces into the thing. Concentrating on the guys that need to be concentrated on and push. Dirty Dom should be, you know, he should be in that pinnacle of championship caliber, fighting for the championship, world championship. That's what he should be. He should be fighting for. You know, or like I said, you got to build up your tag team division. Have him
or get tag teams first.
Exactly. And look, at one time, it looked like him and freaking Logan Paul were going to be a tag team together. You know, before the whole
I think they should be. I think they'd be an amazing heel tag team.
They would be. They would be. The same thing like freaking Braun Breaker and freaking what's his face?
Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin. Put them back in the tag team picture together. They were great in NXT. That was a great dynamic they had together. These are things that they should be looking at. They should go and look at old footage. NXT would really pop in NXT and bring it to the fucking main roster and make it happen. Because you have champions that aren't even freaking fighting, and that's the problem. These champions should be on these pay-per-views, regardless of the fact on what's what. They should be fighting every pay-per-view. You
just have the Intercontinental Championship get lost on the go-home show for SummerSlam because you don't want to make that match at SummerSlam.
That should be a match at SummerSlam, and that's the problem. That should be a match, and they don't understand. Back in the day, all champions were on deck in all these pay-per-views, and that's the way it rocked. And once in a while, you would have that golden moment on Raw or SmackDown that they won a championship. Like when freaking goddamn Mankind beat The Rock and won the championship with WCW.
And now you've got him on AEW barking like a dog.
Yeah.
That was horrible, dude.
That was horrible too. You got that. Then you had, championship matches that transpired like now. You have Roxanne, freaking Raquel winning the Intercontinental Championship. You need more of that, but you also need the pay-per-views to make these guys shine. Dirty Dom has been in the business for almost 20 years, right? 20 years, right? He's been Dominic Mysterio. It's been 20 years. When he was a kid, he had the freaking custody match. You had Rey Mysterio versus freaking guy, for the custody of Dom match. You had all these things. So he's been on WWE TV for a very long time. Even when he was a kid, he had more screen time than some fucking guys in the back now. So, give or take, are they dropping the ball? Yes and no, but he's in a legitimate story. He's been in a constant story, Judgment Day, for the longest time.
But he was a nuclear.
Yes, he
heel.
was. He
and
was.
Now he's been reduced.
He
was a nuclear heel. He was in matches with the likes of John Cena, AJ Styles,
what he needs
all the big players, all the top tier echelon guys, and now he's reduced to Dan.
Yeah, I know, but what he needs to do is break up with Liv and go with another girl and become the heel with that.
No, he doesn't need to go with any girl. He just needs to.
Keep being heel. Keep doing the thing you're doing. You leave one, you go to another. But the fact is that he's out for himself. He should be that way, out for himself. The Judgment Day should have where they all battle each other to try to win something. They're a tag team. They're a team, but they all try to outdo themselves and try to win something. The Vision should have been like that, where they're all freaking goddamn battling each other to try to be top dog. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. This and that. It's all about family. But they don't do that. They didn't do that. They don't do that. They just have individuals doing this and that. They all should be scheming against each other. That's what heels do. If you're a heel and you're a freaking group as a heel, every heel should be scheming against each other to try to become top dog. That's what a heel freaking faction should be. But they don't do that like that. And look, yes, Dirty Dom has fought Cena, has fought the Cody, has fought the freaking CM Punk, has fought all these top guys that they fought. You have them in the storyline against Danhausen. Hopefully, this is the finale of the Danhausen shit with Judgment Day.
Hopefully,
they win their money back. They get their $100,000 back or whatever it is, and then get attacked by Enzo and freaking Cass. And then you just figure have that happen, and then they fight Enzo and Cass for a minute. But Dirty Dom is a very lucky dude for the story he's been in. And the
I've not been so lucky.
That he has in real life he has a smoking wife Then you put him in the likes of freaking Rhea Ripley, and then you put him in the likes of Liv Morgan. Yeah, the dude is listen. They really think highly of him. Yes, they put him in a match against Danhausen, but
is he lucky though? Is he lucky?
But
Because being in a relationship with Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley in the kayfabe or in WWE, which is fake, it's like being handed an ice cream sundae and being told you can hold it, but you can't eat it.
I know, but the fact is, it's for the bait for the.
It's like someone handing you a double bacon cheeseburger and saying you can smell it, but you can't eat it.
I know what you're saying, but he still has more screen time than anybody on the roster. If you really think about it, that he gets a lot of screen time, and that has a lot to do with Rey Mysterio. For the WWE loves Rey Mysterio, so that's why Dirty Dom gets a lot more television time. Yes, the opportunities and the situations that he's in is all part of the story. Once he breaks away from freaking Judgment Day, he'll probably go on a tear. But I see him more as a tag team champion in the future, and maybe another mid card for a little bit, and then go off and go off for the championship down the road. And he'll probably get his opportunity. As long as he stays healthy and he keeps doing it. And that's another thing. Do you think half the time they keep people without fighting to try to protect them, or they just do it because they have no other direction? Which I still think they have no direction, but I still think they also protect the a lot of the wrestlers, that fight on a regular basis. Dirty Dom. How old is Dirty Dom? What is he, like 20, 25?
I don't know. Is he even 25?
25 or 23? 20.
Let me see. Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Oh, he's 29. Well, I didn't know he was 29.
No, 29. Damn. You get up there.
I didn't realize he was almost 30.
Wow, I didn't think that. Wow. Oh, shit. Damn.
He was born in 1997.
Damn. Hey. He's older than I thought, man. But he's going to be, for the next 10 years, he's going to be in that huge spotlight. That's what Dirty Dom is about to be. He is considered a superstar in WWE. So, but can he carry the franchise? That's another story in its own.
I don't think he needs to, because they're creating dynasties of Mysterios there, because now his sister's going to start wrestling.
Yep.
So
she signed with the WWE too. So
what are you going to do?
Aaliyah Mysterio.
All right. Here we go. Here's what we've been referencing. Triple H says he wishes fans wouldn't criticize his bookings and instead get invested in the stories. All right, 2 minutes on the clock. We'll probably need more than that. I'm probably going to go over this one. How full of shit is Triple H?
Go ahead, Eric.
I don't know if Eric's there.
There?
Eric is not there.
All right.
All
right, you go.
I ranted on this to be. I want to get people on this show, but I'm not going to kiss corporate ass to do it. And Triple H wishing fans wouldn't criticize his bookings. Come on, dude. This is what we're watching it for. How can we get invested in the stories if what you're giving us is dog shit? Wow, that makes no sense. That's like the most idiotic thing to say is, I wish fans wouldn't critique my booking. Just get invested in the stories instead. What?
Yep.
Like, what?
It contradicts its own self.
You realize that your booking is the story, right?
Yep.
You are literally booking this story. When you are booking wrestler A versus wrestler B, you are creating a story. So therefore, you want us to get invested in your story, but not criticize your booking. It doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Go ahead, Eric.
So it's like, how should I put this? It's like you're blaming the pen when it's your idea. You're the one writing it, but you're not the one that's taking fault for it. It's just, I don't know, asinine, so to speak.
Yeah, it doesn't. It makes no sense.
It's just, I think Triple H needs to get in touch with himself and try to look inward to see what am I doing wrong, and saying we're the ones to blame. Because we can see the writing on the wall, but you always want to try and hide it from us, so to speak.
And you want to hide things because you want to book moments. You do things that make no sense. How can we get invested in a story when the story abruptly ends? Looking at you, John Cena heel turn. Looking at you, Lyra and Bailey. Looking at you, whatever other storyline that's at the tip of my tongue that you've said over, like, what happened to that? Where'd that go? They forgot about that? How can you get invested in a story that's there one day and gone the next?
Look, Triple H is feeling the heat on what's going on. You know, we defended him time and time again, and TKO is calling the shots. You know, he's stuck between a rock and a hard place because he can't, like, his final say is not the final say until TKO says, we're going to do it this way. But after him saying this, is this him saying that, or is this TKO telling him to say this? Because it makes no sense. It contradicts every thing that he said before about, about story, about trying to put the proper story out there, and that TKO, he's meddling in his final decision. So is he on the way out where he has to protect his job now and has to say what corporate's telling him to say and be the puppet on what they want him to say so he can keep his job? And if that's true, that's unfortunate, because WWE thrived on story. Some of the stories didn't make sense, but there was a story. There was something to the story, something to the match. When you book a Rock and Stone Cold, there was story behind that made it irrelevant for the reason why they're fighting, for the reason why we had continuous bouts between The Rock and Stone Cold. A story that capitalized the pinnacle of what their match created and what they did. There's none of that now. You got somebody come in and, oh yeah, you know what? We're gonna have CM Punk versus say Javon Evans. Why? What are the reasons why Javon Evans is gonna fight CM Punk? Because he gets a championship opportunity? Because they said, you know what? Let's give him a championship opportunity. Let's see how he rocks. That makes no sense. But at the same time, it's like picking a wrestler out of a hat. You get a hat, put all the names in it, you shake it. All right. Rusev. Shake it. JD McDonough. There you go. That's what they're doing.
I mean, that's what AEW does.
Yeah. That's exactly. That's what they're putting out there. And it's sad, because that's the reason why the negativity, the down thumb sign, all the negative feedback that they're receiving is because they're not putting any thoughts. They're talking to chat GPT. They're talking to chat GPT and AI to make a story. What does AI know about making a story? that a creative person sitting there that can dissect and make something great. You're asking a machine to make a story that's going to be relevant, that's going to people are going to like, and that's going to make sense. And that's the problem. They're not paying the money they want for writers anymore because they're going to spend money. But TKO could sell you a fucking T-shirt for $100, but they can't give money to a person that can be creative, that will put asses in seats, that will make sense, that actually will be enjoyable. So that's
Go ahead, Dom. Go ahead, Dom.
I'm just saying that's the problem of what we're seeing.
You don't understand. Like, your title is the Chief Content Officer of WWE. You are the head of creative. Your bookings, people aren't criticizing your bookings. They're legitimately criticizing your stories, because therefore you are booking matches with no stories, and whatever you're booking and you should be creating a story, you're failing to do that. You want to give me Rusev versus Javon Evans? Cool. What's the story? Sell me. You want to give me Ethan Page versus El Grande Americano? Cool. What's the story? Sell me. It's not your booking. It's the lack thereof of creative and story. Case in point, you tell me why we should get behind a story of CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes when that story pretty much wrote itself, and the best reason you can give us is say when. The best reason you can give us for Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk right now is say when. There's nothing more there. There's no depth to it. Why are we seeing the regurgitated bloodline stuff? Okay, you're giving us Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. I get it. There's story there. You're not doing a great job selling that story. You're going to give me 3 promos on Monday Night Raw a week telling me why I should care about Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. I know the history of Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. A lot of people do. A lot of people seem to know it better than WWE's own writers do, because they seem to forget that Seth Rollins has lost to Roman Reigns.
Just not in a pay-per-view match.
Just not in a pay-per-view match. But you're not establishing that as, well, you can't win on the big stage. It's that you can't beat me. Period. People aren't criticizing your bookings. People are literally criticizing your storytelling because you're failing to do the one thing that professional wrestling is supposed to do and give us something to feel. There's a reason heels get heat, because they invoke a feeling. There's a reason good guys get cheered, because they invoke a feeling. You're not giving us that. You're not giving us that feeling. You're not giving us a reason to get behind a person. You're not giving it to us so much that we have to go out there and organically back a person that you don't want us to back. Look at R-Truth. Look at Kairi Sane. Look at CM Punk for 10 years. You're not giving us anything to get behind. So we're going to go ahead and get behind whatever we need to get behind ourselves. And now you have people going into business for themselves, like LA Knight has been doing for weeks, like Grayson Waller did on Tuesday. You want us to not criticize your booking? Fine. You want us to get behind your stories? Give us a reason to. Give us a story that invokes a feeling, an emotion, gives us a reason to get behind it. You did it a couple of years ago with Cody in his story. What happened? You used to do it in NXT Black and Gold. I was invested in Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa.
Or Adam Cole. Or Adam Cole.
Or Adam Cole, yes. I was invested in the fucking Velveteen Dream.
The fucking Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe.
And Finn Balor.
Finn Balor. Yep.
Shinsuke.
Yep.
You know, that's all I'm saying. Ricochet, give us a reason to be invested. When Becky Lynch started the man, we were invested. We got behind Becky. Dude, I don't know if it's the stress that's getting to you, Trips. I don't know if it's the health problems that's getting to you. But did ChatGPT write this for you? Because it sounds pretty ridiculous. Don't criticize my booking. Get invested in the stories. Give us a reason to. You have a whole creative department. Why are we releasing all this talent, but nobody on the creative staff is being released? They're the problem. It's not the talent. Talent put asses in seats.
The talent has been doing a great job in doing their part. And that's the thing. You don't blame the wrestlers unless you have to blame them. But 99.9%, it's creative. It is creative. That's the problem.
Brandon says, give me the WWE company and I'll hire Matt, Dom, and Eric and others. Triple H, you and your team can retire now. I don't know who to believe in creative. They're all full wasted. But here's a few things that could make the SummerSlam card also better. Add Lyra, Roxanne, Tiffany, Jordan Grace, JC Jane, Charlotte, Chelsea, Jade, and Sammy to the undisputed title match. Sammy doesn't need to be in the undisputed title match picture. I don't need to see a triple threat with Sammy again. Plus add Ricky Saints and Carmelo in the United States Championship match. End this whole feud. Carmelo definitely deserves to be in that match. I don't know why he's not in that match. Carmelo Hayes is getting the biggest shaft in the history of the business. Especially there's not enough time in between PLEs to craft anything to get people interested in it except for, I don't like you storylines, but we've been saying that for the past year. Yeah, and you go back to SmackDown last Friday, and you have Cody Rhodes going, CM Punk, I love you, but what people don't know is I don't like you. The fuck is that? It just, you can use like the closest thing we have to a story right now is Oba Femi and Brock Lesnar, and there's not really much there. Then these are two big burly dudes that just want to beat the hell out of each other, and they keep running up. The biggest story you've got going right now is Nick Aldis and Gunther.
Yes, but you know what? You also have the story with Cody and freaking the CM Punk, because since CM Punk came back, the story's been revolving around that situation back and forth. You know, each time they had with each other, they made a story. So the story is there. Is it a great story? Not a great story, but it's a story. There's something brewing there between them, and that is kind of a story, long-term storytelling, of which The Rock brought up a long time, and even Triple H.
Triple H, if you're listening, you want me to get invested in your stories? At SummerSlam, turn Cody Rhodes heel. Done. I'm invested. Go ahead, Dom. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, sorry. I interfered. Now, I'm just saying the fact is that there are some stories that are actually being told, which there is a long-term story with them. Are they doing correctly? Not really. Like the whole thing with the Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Yes, you have a story there that's been brewing for the past, 10 years?
Or more, yeah.
10 years. And you had to work around Dean Ambrose leaving, going to AEW. But the fact is that there is a story there. But you're right, the inconsistency of what the story is about. That Roman has never beaten Seth. And of course, he has beaten Seth, not a pay-per-view. But they don't specify that particular thing. Listen, yeah, you may have beat me before on a regular basis, but on a pay-per-view, the big stage, you never beat me. If they mention stuff like that, you can get behind things. Like they have things brewing. They're connected. They know what they're talking about. But it makes it like we, the fans, us, doing these podcasts of the stuff of wrestling than the actual people creative and the people behind the scenes know. they're just trying to put out there for the basic casual fan that didn't invest all these years that we all invested in just to watch a match. They give a rundown. They give a little breakdown of what's going on, and then that's it. And the casual viewer is like, all right, I'm caught up. No, there's a lot more to invest.
Your definition of making people care about your story is, oh, so we're going to take Royce Keys, and what can we do with the Royce Keys? Oh, we're going to make it to where he has a 10-year relationship that goes back to when they were kids with Jacob Fatu. Okay, cool. We're going to take Tom Matonga, and he's going to go back and have this big relationship with Shinsuke Nakamura and Finn Balor. That's going to go back to New Japan. Okay, cool. Like, literally, you're doing the same story with two different fucking groups of people.
Dude,
Yeah.
But what happened? Shinsuke, you're not even doing anything with Shinsuke. Yeah, Shinsuke come out.
He disappeared again.
Yeah. And then you have him now with
He's
Finn
like a
Balor.
case of hemorrhoids. He just flares up and then disappears.
And then you have Finn Balor beating both Tongas now. He beat both Tongas. So now where's that story go? Now you got to put. So basically, you're trying to rehash stuff that you're putting out there that's not coinciding with the overall picture at the moment. If you're gonna do something big, if you're gonna put back the Bullet Club and have, the Balor Club or whatever you want to put and have, and this is all leading to that down the road, all right, fine, I'm invested.
Stick says he slow styled right out of the TV picture.
I know, but they're not doing that, and it's like listen. It's like with everything else. You're a big fan of Turtles, right? And you have and they do things with Turtles. You get pissed off because you follow Turtles since the beginning, and that's your favorite thing. Same thing with Star Wars with me. It's just the way the structure is of what we grew up liking. You try to simplify everything that you do now because the casual viewer, you want to get new fans in. All right, fine, but don't simplify certain aspects just because you want to get new fans in. You want to keep the old fans. That's what puts you on the map. And that's what every single thing in pop culture, the fans that put you on the map are the ones that get shafted because they don't care. And that's the problem. You need to start caring about what came first and then work around that to get new viewers. Until they understand that, they're going to be in this predicament time and time again with no change. And it's sad.
All right. We got the big announcement that WWE and SiriusXM have officially launched WWE Radio, replacing SiriusXM's longtime wrestling channel. We kind of touched on it a little bit earlier. What? I guess really my question to you guys is, can wrestling media stay objective when it's owned by the company it's covering? And
Of course not.
in that same aspect, I think Eric just said it best there. Of course not. But I think it puts a stronger light on shows like ours and some of these other more opinionated WWE shows in the IWC where we're willing to give you honest takes, but also try to give opinions on how they can be adjusted. We're not just here to be negative. I know this episode we've been negative a lot, taking a lot of shots at creative and what went down on Monday, but I feel like we also try most of the times to give an objective opinion and call it how we see it, but also be like, well, this is how I think we can fix it. So I guess it's the biggest question is, how do you guys see this going? And do you think this is just a way of WWE trying to buy media, trying to buy good publicity and push out anybody with a negative opinion on their product?
Yes, definitely. Look at their show, Real. They're trying to push that out there to show you behind the scenes what was going on. That it's not the way we're seeing it. Like, we'll be negative on something, and they go, no, but look at this. You see, look at how this turned out. This is the way this is going to be, and they're trying to put their take on things. Look, you're going to have the radio station. Of course, they're going to say all good things. You're going to have wrestlers on the show talking about the good things that they want to hear you say. You're not going to hear, oh, I sat down on the bench for for 5 months with no direction on the show and this and that until I came up and said, enough's enough. When are you going to put me out there, coach? They're not going to say shit like that. They're going to talk about all positive things, and they want that positive radio station out there to give a positive outlook on a show that we dissect and have our negative opinions. Look, and that's with everything. They're trying to cut out the negativity on everybody because they don't want to hear that anymore. They want good. They want people talking good about a brand that they don't like the reviews of people that are putting this show down. They want.
You remember what happened with the ESPN writer, right?
Yep. And that's the way it's going to be. They're just trying to take over the whole media. Even their pages. If you ever watch social media, and you go on Instagram and you see the WWE posting things. Mostly, it's all like positive stuff. They don't talk about the negative stuff that's going on in the company. They don't want people to know that. They want to push out the good stuff and thinking that everything's okay and sweep all the negative stuff on the road.
You're not going to get any more AEW talk really on that channel. It's going to be pure WWE. It's all bought for publicity.
Yep.
And now they're starting it during SummerSlam. They're going to start broadcasting the matches, the PLEs. Who's going to listen to a PLE on the radio?
I mean, it is Booker T, though.
Okay.
Well, listen, give or take. We can't show the matches when we do a watch along. It's kind of like that, if you really think about it.
I guess, yeah, but I mean, we can sit here on a streaming platform where they're watching it on a streaming platform and watch it together, not like you're going to rush to your Sirius XM radio device to listen to a live call.
It's like baseball. It's like watching baseball, listening to baseball on the radio or football on the radio. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to capture the media attention like that. So you listen.
I couldn't tell you the last time I listened to a baseball game or a football game on the radio, especially when I have a smartphone in my hand. Now I can.
But sometimes when you're driving, you can't watch anything. You have to listen to it. It's like a podcast, like watching the podcasters like us. People won't watch the YouTube channel, but they'll listen to us on Siri or listen to us on wherever our podcasts are being broadcast. It's a new way. They're trying to open up the horizons of media. And yes, I understand where you're coming from, Matt. But there are people that like to listen to things instead of watching things. You see?
Stick says Busted Open reported that it had 200,000 listeners per month. Yeah, but that's people are tuning in to listen to your hot takes on the product. They're tuning in to listen to your honest opinions on the product. They're not tuning in to listen to the commentary and you call a match. They're not turning in to listen to Booker T call a match. Now they're calling to listen to Tommy Dreamer apparently call the Danhausen segment the best segment of the best piece of television he's ever seen.
What?
Yeah, that happened. That's a real thing. He said that the Danhausen segment with Joe Hendry was the best piece of television he's ever seen.
He was saying that sarcastically.
Yeah, I know. No, he was being honest. He was being truthful. Like it just, I don't know, man. You can't be objective anymore. It's already pretty much out there throughout the wrestling media that if you're not 100% a bootlicker for AEW or WWE and you're in any way, shape, or form critical of the product, they don't do business with you. They only want you to be corporate yes men and glaze them. And I'll glaze you when there's something to glaze you over, but I'm going to call like I see it. And if I feel like there's a place to be critical of your product, I'm going to be critical of your product. If there's a place to glaze you, I'll glaze you, but I'm not going to just glaze you because you
Paid for it.
Yeah, you paid for it. No. Have some sort of morals, or
Morals.
or journalistic integrity.
Look, if they make money and they get the viewers, they get listeners, like any other radio station, that's money in their pocket. If they can capture the viewing aspect, the listening aspect, and every other aspect, dude. Look. All kidding aside, they had you had the event in Jacob Javits Center. You had the wrestlers and everybody show up at the sports.
Fanatics Fest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had the prices that they were charging. Jalen, this dude for the Knicks, $900 to take a picture with.
Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, Jalen Brunson, $900 to take a picture with him. Freaking $300, $400, $500 to take a picture with Cody Rhodes.
What's the old saying, Dom? A fool and his money are soon parted.
Exactly. And listen, I can say that many times when it comes to my buying habits of the bullshit I buy half the fucking time, and what I spend money on. But look at the money that they're making by having these events, and people are willing to pay. And you keep saying, stop paying, and then they're going to learn. People will not stop paying. They will do their thing. They will go out and pay the $500, $600, $700, take a picture with Rhea Ripley. They will pay the $1,000 to get a friggin' a card autographed by The Rock or whatever. This and that. They're willing to pay this money. So this money is generated. Let me tell you, TKO sees dollar signs. So if they get this radio station, they get this thing going, they're gonna make a mint on this. Even though you're listening to it, they're still gonna make a mint. And that's all money. That's all money that's gonna fall in their lap with this. And even with the positive outlooks and stuff like that, and you're not gonna get negative outcomes, they're gonna still make money.
Tommy Dreamer must be smoking that good weed.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's just, I don't know, man.
At the end of the day, this is going to be nothing more than the same thing that ESPN's feeling right now, that CW's feeling, that USA Network's feeling, and that Netflix is feeling, is that they're entering into a partnership and a deal with WWE that they think is going to be lucrative. And when they don't get that return on investment, we're going to be talking about them being upset.
Yeah.
Like, is it just that WWE thinks that they can just avoid negative press by getting out here and, controlling the press? It's just kind of what it feels like. I don't know. But all right, that's our top rope takes, the supposed fastest 2 minutes on each topic, but we go over. Now we're gonna hand it over to Dirty Dom to tell us what are the dirt sheets cooking on this week. Dom, enlighten us.
Okay, I'm gonna give you all right. So I was saying that we were talking about Judgment Day. One of the things they're saying Judgment Day is that after SummerSlam, we may not be getting one, we may not be getting two, and we may not be getting three brand new members to Judgment Day. That there's a rumor swirling around that some new members might be popping on to become Judgment Day. Now that begs the question. Now that the question is this the sign, if they bring in new members, that Dirty Dom will be pushed out? Eric, what do you think?
I think JD actually may be pushed out, to be honest.
You think he'd be the next one to be pushed out?
Yeah, because they really haven't been using him much. Dom's been pretty much the face, besides Liv, of Judgment Day, unless Liv's going to kick Dom to the curb.
Maybe we get the, you get some kind of crazy twist at SummerSlam. Because think about it, we haven't been really getting a lot of interference things. Give a few here or there, but nothing significant, like huge. If you really notice,
Who are you going to add to the Judgment Day?
That's what I'm trying to say. Who can you add to the Judgment Day? Do you go and get Ethan Page, Javon Evans?
They don't work in the Judgment Day.
I know. I'm just saying, but you don't know. Get I don't know. Like, you get maybe like a Dragon Lee. You get somebody that's been a face.
There's nobody. I mean, there's nobody really left that works in the Judgment Day.
Yeah, they're supposed to be face and heels, to be honest.
They just need to disband this group. This group is not doing anything for anyone.
And that's the thing. What can they do? What can they do to pump some blood into the Judgment Day to make it exciting again?
Blow it up?
Yeah. But obviously TKO and WWE see something in them to keep them together.
I feel like that group died the minute they kicked Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest out of it.
And Finn Balor was at the last piece.
Because
Carlito.
They need to blow. If they want to have them be a stable, that's fine, but they need to change the group name because it's far from the original incarnation that Edge started and had in mind when they started this.
Well,
it just that group is beyond outstayed their welcome.
They need a comedic heel to make it better. That's why Carlito was there.
Yeah. They need somebody that actually can definitely make it funny. Have a little comic R-Truth.
Yep.
Finally get R-Truth in there. Because he still thinks he's a member.
You're gonna get Danhausen to join him? That group sucks, man. I don't know.
How about Enzo and Cass?
No.
Yeah. I said, all right. So that is one of the things. One of the rumors that are going around about new Judgment Day members, which you could possibly see in SummerSlam or maybe the Monday Night Raw after SummerSlam. Usually after the pay-per-views, the Monday Night Raw usually somewhat good. Gotta keep your fingers crossed on that one.
They're gonna call it Vanity Project and put them in the fucking Judgment Day. Why do I just get that feeling?
Oh, geez, imagine
Dark State
or something, because they're all going to be call-ups right after SummerSlam.
Or they're going to call up Tatum Paxley and have her be part of it.
Another woman? I don't know. All right, moving on. So there's word in the street that Brock Lesnar is not going to retire after SummerSlam, and there's people in the company believe that WrestleMania 43. So kind of knew that was going to probably be something due to the fact that there was no speculation between the Oba Femi and Brock Lesnar match. After Gunther, after that whole Legend Killer shit wind up ending. And then Brock Lesnar, himself, you give him a big payday, he's going to be there. And I think the Saudis are going to pay him big money to be at WrestleMania 43. So let me ask you this question now. After this final match with Oba Femi, hopefully it's the final match, the final chapter in this this trifecta, the saga, the trilogy. Where do you see Brock Lesnar going after this, and who do you see him fighting?
Back to home in Canada.
Yeah, back to Canada with hunting cabin until Royal Rumble.
Yeah, but who would you want to see him in the feud with? That's the whole thing.
Gunther. He's gonna feud with Gunther.
A tree with his axe.
So you think you might finally get the retirement with Gunther at WrestleMania 43?
I don't know if it's gonna be retirement, but I think that's what they're gonna push. They're gonna push Gunther, Brock Lesnar for WrestleMania 43.
Okay.
I think this should just be the end of it, to be honest. There shouldn't be another match for him. Because he's already done the passing of the torch now.
Goes back to Canada to scare his daughter's boyfriend.
His boyfriend, exactly. Yeah. I don't know. There's really no feud that you put him in. Just
You
to
could
beat
send
up
him to AAA and let him throw around some luchadors.
Yeah, you could do that.
That'd be fun.
You know, and you have a Moss there. I know he fought a Moss already, but you could have, have him there, make some money with the just being there, and that would draw a big crowd to AAA too.
The Tortas love Brock, and Brock loves the Tortas.
The Tortas, yes, the Tortas. I see a lot of them in San Diego. What was I say?
There.
Yeah, so I actually think that it could work and still make money because Brock does make money for WWE. So, give or take, AAA, maybe have him fight somebody from, maybe have him show up in for NXT.
Josh Briggs versus Brock Lesnar in NXT.
I haven't seen Josh Briggs in a hot minute.
I think he's injured.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised me since he's kind of injury prone.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, we'll see what the outcome is after SummerSlam after he loses in the steel cage match.
Well, he's gonna go home and put on a mustache and come back as Brock Lesnar, Brock's twin brother, strange twin brother, to fight Oba Femi 3 more times.
But no, Brock Lesnar. Remember Brock Lesnar?
Yeah, Bronk Lesnar.
All right. So as I was scrolling through these socials, something popped up.
Put it in your waistband, like I've told you before, and continue on about your day.
Yes. So apparently, there's a rumor circulating that Karrion Kross could make an appearance at SummerSlam because some cryptic pictures have been appearing with him and Sami Zayn. And so they were just saying that there's a real possibility that he could possibly make a SummerSlam appearance. Do you think that could happen?
I don't even know what image you're talking about.
I don't think so. I think if Cross was coming back, the dirt sheets would be all over it. Sap would be all over it. It would have been talked about. Just like, the WWE, everyone knew Big Cass is coming back. They're not even trying to hide it.
I know.
Giving this dude vignettes. Everybody knew that Mike Santana was coming. They just didn't even hide it. They debuted him a week later after his contract was up. I think that if Cross was coming back, we would know. Like Baron Corbin, they did a storyline where he got locked out of MLW. So I think that.
But they did surprise him coming back when he came back. It was a surprise. If you think about it.
Glory Pro Wrestling, appreciate it. Glory Pro Wrestling says, "Yo, what up? I've seen a few of your lives, and we are definitely dropping to subscribe. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much."
But yeah, I think if Cross is going to make an appearance at SummerSlam, there would be some traction.
But I still think that they have some integrity to a point where surprising people to get surprised.
I mean, they debuted Royce Keys in Saudi Arabia to a crowd.
Yeah, I know, but I'm talking about the fans weren't calling for Royce Keys when they released Karrion Kross. There was chance, to bring him back. The whole fact is that he became something. And that's what I'm trying to say.
How much does he pay you, Dom? I want to know how much Karrion Kross slipped you a check for at New York Comic Con that you every week you come on here and you pitch Karrion Kross coming back.
Listen, I wish he paid me something, this and that, because I am a Karrion Kross.
I'm starting to think that you're in cahoots with Karrion Kross like Styx is in cahoots with Kyle Starks.
Hey, I wish. Hey, look, remember I said that about Brock Lesnar a long time. He's not coming back, and then he showed up. So I kind of like in that storyline that the fact is that, when they have some cryptic things coming up, you have to see you have to watch the signs closely. Now, SmackDown, watch the signs closely tomorrow night on SmackDown. For little hidden details, but I still think that TKO and WWE love to have surprises jump out without without spoiling things. Yes, they've been spoiling a lot of things, but like I said, like the cabinet, the freaking the Corbin, freaking the Barry Corbin thing. Yes, they mentioned something, but it was a surprise when he did pop up and he took out freaking Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. That was a surprise. There was like nothing like, oh, he's going to be there tonight. So
SmackDown coming to you live tomorrow night from the greatest sports town in the world, Green Bay, Wisconsin.
But we'll see. Like I said, I am a carrying across the border. I like the dude. I think he has a good gimmick. I like what he was doing with the devil on the shoulder, playing devil's advocate. That was a great gimmick, and he was getting cheers, and people were liking it when he popped up in the backstage segments. I think that he even opened the door. Like every time Karrion Kross does go talk at a talk show, he doesn't put WWE down, doesn't say anything wrong, because deep in his heart, he still wants to be in WWE. He still wants to be. So who knows, man?
Everyone does. That's where the money is.
I know. So SummerSlam might have a lot of surprises, and that could be one of the surprises. And I'm just saying that a couple of cryptic pitches came up, maybe.
For what? To bring him back to be part of Judgment Day?
Because remember, that actually could be a good story right there, because at one point that was a story.
That reminds me of another Triple H. We just want you to enjoy the story. Is what happened when you had the Testament and then against the Wyatts, and then next week you move him to Raw and that just ended? Or what happens when you had the devil on my shoulder carrying Cross and then that just disappears?
Well, the fact is that sometimes they don't friggin' know what's good for them. And you need to pump some excitement. You want the fans to be happy. They got to bring back some of the characters, some of the guys that they let go, man. Some of the wrestlers, stars that they let go. And like I said, I think, and no one thought that freaking goddamn that Matt would come back. No one thought that.
I wish he wouldn't have now.
I understand. Yeah, I understand, but maybe he comes a part of Judgment Day. I don't know.
No.
I hope I'm not, but I'm just saying. But like, who's the show? But I would love to see Karrion Kross back on WWE television. Maybe it happens. Who knows? But that is the Dirty Dom sheet for this week. Yes, trying to catch up after being off things. But those are the things that actually were pretty big, making their rounds in the last week or so. But other than that, the Jordan Grace and the Dragunov thing I was going to talk about too, but we talked about that there's those rumors going on with the contracts. They're not going to renew the contracts. They're unhappy. So don't know if it's true. We only hope not. It's because it's a shame if they let them go. There could be big parts of the WWE moving forward. But like I said, they're getting a lot of people, like they're signing a lot of people now, and you let a lot of people go, and a lot of people they bring in, it makes no sense.
All right. You got anything else in the Dirty on Dirt sheets?
No, that's it.
All right, before we get to the 3 count where we do our best moments, worst moments, and what were they thinking moments of the week, what do you guys say we do our SummerSlam picks?
Yes, let's do it. That's going to take some time. So
Yeah.
Let's do that. Actually, I think we all agree. I think this week we should skip the whole the show segment with the
the 3. Yeah, because the only good thing about NXT was Grayson Waller. The only
Grayson
good
Waller,
thing
the best
about
thing
Raw
WWE.
was Solo Sikoa.
Exactly. And SmackDown,
Sami Zayn from me.
yeah, Sami Zayn. So Dan, we don't need to talk about that. Let's just do our picks for
There you go. That was quick.
that was quick. There we go.
All right,
That
let's
was-
do our
was a recount.
SummerSlam predictions to find out and see if Dom is going to. By the way, Dom, congratulations! You did win Saturday night's main event.
I
So
did.
you are a defending champion, 2-time defending champion.
Thank you.
So we're gonna see if Dom can hold on to that title through SummerSlam or if he's going to lose it. Up first, we have our Saturday card, and kicking us off, we have the Bloodline versus Solo Sikoa, Royce Keys, and LA Knight in a 6-man tag team match. Eric, who you got?
Bloodline. All based on wrestling math, after Solo, Knight, and Royce Keys came up on top, it's going to be Bloodline 1 on this one.
I'm getting a piece of paper here because I'm gonna keep track here.
Yeah, keep track, please.
Just because I don't trust Stick's math. 6-man tag. E-line. Okay. Eric took the bloodline. Go ahead, Dom. Who you got?
I got the bloodline as well too, and I got a feeling Solo Sikoa is going to either screw Keys and LA Knight, or we're going to get a surprise by somebody. I want to say Zillifar 2, but Zillifar 2 might be going to NXT. He signed already. Remember, he's signed with the WWE, so we don't know if he's going to come straight to the main roster or he's going to go down to NXT. I would like to go to NXT to make that product even better.
He goes to Evolve.
Yeah. But I'm saying either Solo or actually, you know what? It could be Royce Keys. Somebody can turn heel, to do something to make them lose. Royce Keys can be fed up and say, you know what? Not join Bloodline, but the whole fact is make Solo and LA Knight lose, and you could have them battling each other because remember, freaking Solo Sikoa interfered a lot with Royce Keys and made him lose a lot of times, and he was so it could be something in that vein. Someone on that team is actually going to turn heel to make them lose, and that's how the Bloodline's going to win.
So Eric's got Bloodline, Dom's got Bloodline, Styx has got Bloodline. I want to take LA Knight, Royce Keys, and Solo Sikoa.
And Matt, really quick, I'm sorry.
What?
Think about this. You need a strong finish from the Bloodline due to the fact they're probably going to help Roman some way against Seth Rollins. So you gotta have that. So
I almost see a potential of a Jacob Fatu turn.
Nah.
WWE's already said they want to continue pushing Solo Sikoa as a face after Monday night. So, do you have Royce Keys, Solo Sikoa, and LA Knight go over here to set up another match with the Bloodline? Because where do you go from here if these guys lose to the Bloodline? These guys winning continue that Bloodline story because the Bloodline continues to go after them.
Maybe LA Knight turns bad.
I'm just gonna not complicate it, and I'm gonna follow the trend, and I'm gonna go Bloodline.
I don't think there's going to be a heel turn at all, to be honest.
No, okay. Hey.
We'll go Bloodline. So Bloodline's across the board on the 6-man tag here. What if somebody comes out to help LA Knight, Royce Keys, and Solo Sikoa?
Who do you think will help? You think Seth Rollins? Okay, this is going to probably be This is going to probably be the first match before Seth Rollins, before Roman Reigns, because Roman Reigns is the main event, right?
I don't know what match is on ESPN proper.
There's none.
There's no. What? I thought every pay-per-view had an ESPN proper match.
Not this one.
Are you sure?
Yes, because the YouTube TV ESPN Limited thing went through. So right now, if you have YouTube TV, you can watch the WrestleMania for free now on ESPN
I can?
Limited. Yep.
Finally! Yes! Yes!
Win!
This weekend. Actually, it's up right now, to be honest.
Yay! Finally.
You just got to connect your ESPN account.
We heard that NXT is going to be on ESPN too.
No,
as well.
no, NXT is just strictly CW.
CW, but they're gonna be doing so. I think I just read something that NXT is gonna be partners with.
He just readed. He just readed something.
Read something. I just read something. Not reading something. Read something.
He just readed something.
No, I read something the other day. They were talking about ESPN and the CW having a collab or some shit. I don't know. Who knows?
I think they're gonna have replays of NXT on the ESPN app.
Oh, okay. That's what might be okay. All right, so all four of us, including all four of us, is picking up the bloodline.
Yeah, all 4 bloodlines across the board. It looks like.
Okay.
All right, moving on. We got Fatal Influence versus Nikki, Brie, and Paige.
All right.
I'll just go down.
I'll be honest. I think Fatal Influence wins, and I think that Nikki and Brie turn on Paige.
Dom is taking Fatal Influence with a Bella's heel turn or
Yep.
Bella's turn on Paige.
Yep.
What you got, Eric?
It's gonna be the Bellas and Paige on this one. If there is gonna be a heel turn, it's gonna be afterwards, to be honest, because they do want to win a match at least. But
You think Bella's and Paige to get the win after Fatal Influence just won the titles?
yes, that way they technically get their lick back, and plus there's still SmackDown to go through as well, since they're all on SmackDown now.
All right. Styx has got Fatal Influence. So you know what? I'll join Eric and I'll take the Bellas and Paige as well. I don't see them turning on Paige just yet. I think they're gonna do it. I don't know. I think they're gonna beat Fatal Influence, and Nikki and Brie are gonna challenge them to a tag team title match, and Nikki and Brie are going to win the titles back at probably Money in the Bank.
Okay.
So that's what I'm gonna take. So we got Dom with Fatal Influence via Bella's turning on Paige. Eric and I are both on the Bellas and Paige, and Styx is also with Dom on Fatal Influence.
Okay.
Trick Williams versus Boring Corbin.
What you got, Matt?
For me, I'm gonna pick Tricky Williams to retain.
I'm gonna go with Baron Corbin on this one,
Really?
just to see if they're actually gonna do something fresh.
Nice. All right. And I'm gonna do one better. I think tomorrow night, Carmelo Hayes gets in the
Added in,
to make a triple threat.
even though,
okay, but
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, who do you think wins?
Well, I think, look, personally, I think what's going to happen is I think Trick retains. I would love to see Barry Corbin win. Trick retains because now it's going to become a triple threat match, and I think Carmelo Hayes is going to have a feud with Baron Corbin after this, and then you move on. Trick Williams is going to go with somebody else.
So you're saying Trick wins? Got it.
I think Trick Williams retains.
Okay, so yeah, you're gonna say Trick wins. Okay,
But I think tomorrow night we're going to find.
I'm not giving you extra points for turning into a.
No. I don't want to. Okay, I'm just saying. I got a feeling that we're going to find out tomorrow. Become a triple threat. Because
All
it's
right,
not fair. You can't keep freaking Carmelo Hayes out of this, man. Can't.
You're picking Trick, and Styx has Not giving me. Oh, wait. Styx is also taking Trick.
Mm.
All right. Look, see, this is going a lot faster than you boys thought.
Yeah.
Liv Morgan versus Io Sky, WWE Women's Championship match.
Well, I'm going to take this one. I'll go. Liv is going to maintain.
Retain.
She's going to keep the belt, but a returning Stephanie Fakir is going to freaking attack her at the end. But she's gonna maintain. Io is not winning. They're not going to give it to Io.
Eric, who you got?
Ha ha ha. Liv.
Eric's got Liv. Styx has Liv over Io with Perez interference.
See, I would love Io to win, but I know the last 2 times she had the belt.
And I'm also taking Liv via, and I like your Stephanie Fakir call.
Yep.
I agree with that, but I don't think they're putting the belt on Io right now.
Nope.
Well, it could be interesting that if Io won, but it'll change the dynamic of the Judgment Day since Raquel would be the only one with the title.
Yeah, it would. And Liv would be jealous. But after the 2 stints that Io had, I don't know if the fans want her to win again. I know that they want the belt off friggin' Liv. But they're saving. They want Liv to fight Stephanie Fakir. That's what they really want. That's the match that they want to go. They want Stephanie Fakir to win the belt. But I think that Stephanie should become heel. I actually think when she comes back.
If nothing else, it sets them up for a future match down the line because they already had Io beat her at Queen of the Ring, and then you have Liv beat Io here, and then you could set up for a third match between the two for that tiebreaker. If she's not ready to, if Stephanie's not ready to go or anything like that. So I think it's kind of a no-brainer that Liv wins here. Sticks as I put the belt on Jordan Grace. But all right, Gunther versus Nick Aldis.
Ooh.
Gunther.
Eric's going Gunther.
Yep.
I am going to go Gunther. You know why? Returning McIntyre.
But McIntyre had beef with all this too, though.
Yes, he did. And that was supposed to be the original. McIntyre was supposed to fight Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis was supposed to fight McIntyre. That was supposed to be the original matchup for him going back into wrestling. So I could see McIntyre interfering, and you have a feud against McIntyre and Nick Aldis later on. So
I'm also going Gunther because I just don't think you're going to have that career killer gimmick and have Nick Aldis beat Gunther at SummerSlam. So I'm also going Gunther. And then Styx, he went Aldis. Styx is going Aldis.
Ooh, bold choice.
interesting. How come Aldis does not look like Aldis there in the picture?
You're right, he doesn't.
I'm like, what the hell?
Good old AI, buddy.
Hey, fuck. Yeah, I think McIntyre returns.
Then we got Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi inside Hell in a Cell.
You go, Matt.
I'm going Oba. I think this is going to be a brutal match. I think it needs to be. I think somebody's going to go through the cell. But I'm going Oba.
I'm going Oba as well.
And so am I. And then I see a returning Bronson Reed. Well, actually, Bronson Reed could show up on Monday night. That's the whole thing. But I don't think.
I was going to say Bronson Reed. I don't think have any issues with Oba as of yet.
Not yet, because where does he fit in Vision? That's when he comes back. You're gonna have to see what happens. So it might just be go because you need big guys against Oba Femi. Because after Brock Lesnar, who do you really have? You got Big Cass coming. Big Cass can attack Oba Femi, but he's not coming back until Monday night when Oba Femi comes out. Maybe Big Cass comes out on Monday night and goes, "You want to fight someone big? Here's someone, you know." But I think it's going to be. I don't think any interference is going to happen in this. I think it's going to be two big guys beating the shit out of each other, and Oba Femi winning. And the final chapter of this trilogy. So I think after he wins, I think Brock Lesnar grabs his arm and picks it up like he did with Cody Rhodes to push him, and that's it.
You know, fuck. I'm starting to get a second thought on things now. I'm thinking about it.
Why?
Not on this match. About the Baron Corbin Trick Williams match.
Why? What do you think?
I almost think that Corbin might win because WWE's in this kick of changing mid-card title right now. They just changed the Women's Intercontinental Championship on a whim. Why not change the Men's United States Championship on a whim?
Do you think that
Trick has had the title since WrestleMania, right?
Spoiler prediction: the United States Championship is going to be changing as well.
Do you think Carmelo interferes?
Well, you think the Women's United States Championship?
No, men's.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Do you think Carmelo interferes and makes Corbin win?
Yeah, I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna go from Trick to Corbin.
I have influenced you, my son.
Yeah,
I'm staying with Trick.
probably negatively, but
I'm staying with Trick. I'm gonna stay with Trick. Even if I lose, I lose. I'm staying with Trick. I'm not gonna change my thing.
Then we have our our main event for night one: CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes for the undisputed championship.
Okay. Freaking CM Punk retains. Cody turns heel. And who do you think will interfere in this match?
Nobody.
I think it's just a straight out
There hasn't been much interference in the way of matches.
I know, but this is the SummerSlam usually has surprises. Anybody returning? Anybody?
I don't think anyone's going to return because they're going to have Big Cass return on Monday night.
If anyone's going to interfere, it would be Sami Zayn.
And Sami Zayn, who's Sami Zayn fighting?
Finn Balor.
Yeah, Finn Balor for the number one contendership.
And Finn Balor's going to win that. So I see maybe Finn. I see Finn. I see. Oh shit, Sammy interfering and making CM Punk retain. If that's the case,
Eric, who you got?
I got Punk.
If you're gonna say Cody, I was gonna kick you right off this panel.
Cody had enough time with the title.
Yeah, I'm taking Punk as well. And Styx also took Punk. We were missing one for Saturday night. Styx. Isn't the I thought the Dominic Mysterio Human Money's on a Pole match was on Saturday.
Or is that Sunday? I think it might.
Or is it Sunday?
Might be Sunday. How many?
It's 6 matches each night.
What up, Chuck? All right, we'll just roll with it. Fuck it. Night 2, Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor, undisputed number one contender.
I say Sami Zayn. This one's like a real toss-up, to be honest.
Eric is going Sammy.
I say Finn.
Dom is Finn. Yeah, I'm going Finn as well. And let's see. Styx. the problem is I feel like a lot of this shit is just so straightforward. Like it's very, very predictable. Sticks is taking Sammy.
Really? Okay. The reason why I'm taking Sammy, think about it, man. He had the championship for less than a week, and the fans didn't like him. Why give him an opportunity for a belt? You get Finn, fresh face. You want to start pushing Finn. They were supposed to start pushing him less. He was supposed to be pushed the beginning of the year, and now opportunity for Finn to start his stock to rise. Hey, Sammy had the belt longer than freaking goddamn Finn had the belt for. You know, for one night he got hurt.
Yeah,
and the match
though.
Yeah, the match that has everyone talking, that everyone is waiting for. Danhausen versus Dominic Mysterio. Human Money's on a pole match.
So it's safe to say Danhausen.
Dude, I don't think Danhausen wins. You can't. He won the last time. You know,
yeah, he's on a 17-0 streak right now.
Yeah, he's got to lose. I don't know. I want to see Dom.
Are you locking that in, Dom?
Dominic. I want Dominic to win.
Dom for Dom.
Dom for Dom, baby.
How embarrassing that if the AAA Mega Champion loses to fucking Danhausen and Human Money is in a pole match. And as I say that, I'm taking Danhausen.
Good one.
And Sticks. Sticks is taking Dominic with JD interference. I think Danhausen wins with interference from the Littlehausens or whatever the fuck is under that sheet.
Goddamn Enzo?
Maybe Enzo, yeah. Cass. Penta versus Chad Gable for the Intercontinental Championship.
Chad Gable.
Yep.
That's it. He's winning.
Have him not win in his hometown. It's going to be crazy.
Yep. Hey, they have done it before. They have.
Oh, I know.
So they made freaking Julia lose in Italy. You know what I'm saying? Not even to win a regular match.
You got to give it to Gable after the mask versus mask.
Oh yeah, you have to. Definitely have to.
I'm going Gable as well.
Do you think
this is even though we criticized his booking and his creative earlier, this is a slam fucking dunk for Triple H. If he fucks this up, he needs to just get out of Dodge.
Do you think anybody interferes in this match?
No.
Who's going to interfere?
You don't think the division?
No, they have no eggs in this basket on this one. If it's going to be, it would be either Paige or Rusev.
Yeah.
Boys, it's going to be a real close one for the title this time. Eric's got Gable, Dom's got Gable, I've got Gable, Sticks has got Gable. It's a Gable party.
Yeah. Yay.
Up next, we have the interim WWE Women's Championship ladder match. This might be where things take an interesting turn here. Eric, who you got for the interim women's ladder match?
I'm going to say Charlotte.
Wait, isn't there a fifth person that's supposed to be fighting tomorrow, right?
Yeah, there's going to be one more added to this. It's probably going to be Lash Legend.
Lash Legend. So you got to have
or Julia.
Hey, it'd be nice to put Julia there. That would be a nice mixture of females there.
Eric's going Charlotte. Dom, who you got?
You know what? Chelsea Green. I'm gonna go for it.
Risky. I like it.
Dom's got Chelsea. I believe Sticks also is with you on the Chelsea Green train. Yes, he is. You know, I'll tell you who should win is Chelsea Green. Who's probably going to win? Charlotte Flair.
Yep. I dare.
I want it to be Julia so bad, though.
So do I.
If anybody deserves to win this match, it's Chelsea Green. Charlotte Flair is probably winning this match. If there's anybody that doesn't deserve to be, that shouldn't be in this match, it's Tiffany Stratton.
Exactly. See, Julia should be in Tiffany's spot. Have a bunch of new female faces. Yeah, you have Charlotte there, of course. You have Charlotte and Jay Cargill's been champion, this and that. And also, you should have three people in there that never touched, friggin' championship gold. Yeah, they had mid card stuff, but Tiffany Stratton shouldn't even be there. Jay Cargill, you know what? Give or take. Charlotte, she's freaking goddamn 19-time world champion.
Yeah. I would sub Tiffany out for
Julia.
No, honestly, no. I would sub Tiffany out for Jordan Grace.
Oh, Jordan Grace. What about Lyra Carrier?
No.
She's on Raw anyways.
Yeah, I would sub Tiffany out for Jordan Grace, and I would probably have
Blake Monroe.
If you see, that's the thing. You shouldn't have two brands. Have them connected all together, no matter who wins, Raw or SmackDown.
And Lash Legend or Julia in there at the final spot, but I would definitely switch Tiffany out with Jordan just because you don't, Tiffany doesn't need to be in there.
No.
Or have her defending that title against somebody.
Well, Charlotte shouldn't be there either, if you really think about it.
Well, Alexa's hurt, so she's got a broken arm.
Yeah.
Air quoted. Then you got Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
All right.
So we're on agree with Roman Reigns, right?
Yes.
But now that begs the question now. Does Roman Reigns wins single-handedly or he has help?
Single-handedly, because that's been what it's like since his last once he came back.
Yeah, no, you're right. You don't think that the bloodline comes out?
No, because he said to his bloodline he wants to do it on his own.
Okay.
So what I'm hearing is Dom's taking Seth, right? All right, locking it in.
No, I didn't say Seth.
Dom, Seth.
I didn't say Seth.
Everyone else, Roman.
Goddamn it, Matt.
All right, you're locked in for Seth, Dom.
Okay, all right.
Watch it be the upset too.
I got you.
You want me to lose?
Roman across the board. All right, that's it. That is our SummerSlam picks. Look, it went faster than you thought, right?
Yeah.
Just to reiterate, so that way I can go back and check Sticks' math, because we all know that Sticks is notoriously bad at math. We're gonna go through this card one more time. Saturday night for Bloodline versus Solo Sikoa, Royce Keys, and LA Knight. Eric has the Bloodline. Dom has the Bloodline. I have the Bloodline. Sticks has the Bloodline. Six woman tag, Fatal Influence versus the Bella Twins. Dom has the Fatal Influence with the Bella Twins turning on Paige. Eric's taking the Bellas and Paige. I'm taking the Bellas and Paige. And Sticks is sticking with Fatal Influence. Trick Williams versus Baron Corbin. I'm taking Baron Corbin after flip-flopping like, a
fish out of water.
Yeah, a politician, flesh out of water, whatever you want to call it. Should just sit here like Fauci and plead out and not say a word. Eric's taking Corbin. Dom's taking Trick, and Sticks is taking Trick. Then you got Liv and EO. It's Liv across the board. Dom's on Liv, Eric's on Liv, Sticks is on Liv, and I'm on Liv. Then we got Gunther versus Nick Aldis. Eric's on Gunther, Dom's on Gunther, I'm on Gunther, and Sticks is the only odd man out, the outlier, sticking with Nick Aldis. Brock versus Oba inside Hell in a Cell. Matt's on Oba, Eric's on Oba, Dom's on Oba, and Sticks is on Oba. Oba's across the board. CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes. Dom picking Punk with Cody heel turn. I'm taking Punk, Eric's taking Punk, and Sticks is taking Punk. Then on Sunday's card, you got Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor. Eric's on Sammy, Dom's on Finn, I'm on Finn, and Sticks is on Sammy. Danhausen versus Dirty Dominic Mysterio with the Human Money's on a pole match. Eric's on Danhausen. Dom's on Dirty Dom. I'm on Danhausen, and Styx is on and Styx is on Dominic. Sorry. So we got a split there. Danhausen, Dirty Dom, Danhausen, Dirty Dom. Then on the Penta versus Chad Gable match, everyone's taking Chad Gable. Of course, it's a slam dunk. The interim ladder match, Eric has taken Charlotte. Dom has taken Chelsea. Styx is on Chelsea. And I am also taking Charlotte. And then our main event, Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. Everyone's across the board on Roman except for Dom, who's taking Seth.
Yep. Okay.
No, Dom's on Roman as well. Everyone's on Roman across the board. And that is our predictions for 2 nights of SummerSlam. Tune in next week to find out who is the new or reigning off the mat IWC PLE champion. It's going to be a tight one. It's going to be a tight race. There's only a few matches here that can separate the pack, and that would be the ladder match for the women. Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor. Danhausen versus Dirty Dom. Gunther versus Aldis has that potential. Trick versus Baron Corbin. So there's a couple matches here that could turn the tides, but otherwise it's going to be a pretty close.
Quick question: are we live streaming the 2-night event?
Negative. We will be on SNS doing our SDCC recap.
Okay.
On Saturday. We potentially might do night 2, but I feel like we gotta recap San Diego Comic-Con for SNS.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
So, all right, I think there's our picks. We've already done the 3 count. We are golden here, boys. Anything else you guys want to talk about professional wrestling wise before we get out of here?
No, you know what? Just hopefully we can see a good PLE this weekend. You know, with some matches and some new fresh faces winning. Hopefully, just see what the wrestling gods give us.
A couple things. One is just follow up on yours. Just I hope this 2-night event is going to turn out well. Unlike that stanker, which was WrestleMania Night 1. And I'm not sure if you talked about this, but the video with the symbolization of Woods and Kofi that's floating around Twitter.
We did not talk about that. No. That was a good video.
It was. I miss it. I miss them. But yeah, that's pretty much all.
Very sad to see the unicorn with the broken horn still in the stable, and they just give the nod. Got me. The nod got me.
Yeah. Hey, listen. At least we can watch AEW, so it should be very interesting with the Motor City Machine Guns, and New Day probably showing up at the pay-per-view. You know, I think. Do you think so? Young Bucks versus Edge and Christian. Do you think we see New Day come out?
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, because remember the New Day. Because remember, Young Bucks are good friends with New Day. So
I got it all written down here. So no shenanigans when it comes to
nothing.
When it comes to
see you scratch my name out and you put Roman Reigns and you put freaking Seth Rollins.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
It's right there. Dom, Roman. It's right there.
Okay, I see. Okay.
I got you.
Thank you.
Now I'm going to scratch it out and put Rusev. All right, well, I think that's going to be it for us this week. I hope you guys enjoy the go-home show for SmackDown tomorrow night, hopefully, because it can't be worse than Raw on Monday night, as he bites his tongue
surprised.
as he says that. Yeah, right. Enjoy SummerSlam this weekend. Hopefully both nights are a banger and we get some surprises. Hopefully it's not as straightforward as we think it's going to be, but, I don't have faith in that. But hopefully next week brings great professional wrestling topics for us to talk about. And I hope you guys join us next week on a brand new episode of Off the Mat. If you want more from Dom, make sure to check him out tomorrow night over on Renovision, where he's going to be talking with the boys on the Qualified. What are you guys talking about tomorrow night, Dom?
I'll probably talk about. I think it's the annual Kickstarter, the quarterly Kickstarter episode where we talk about Kickstarters.
Nice. There you go.
And then probably talk about SDCC as well too.
You don't need to be talking about that with them. They don't know nothing about that.
I know.
You can catch out Dom and I on Saturday night over on Run-O-Vision and right here for SNS, where we will be recapping everything that happened at San Diego Comic-Con. You can catch more from Dom Sunday nights on the Star Wars show, where I'm sure he'll continue to talk about San Diego Comic-Con and talk about Star Wars there. You can catch more from me all week long on my channel. And of course, if you want more from the three of us and potentially Sticks to find out who is the reigning, defending, undisputed off the mat IWC champion with the picks from SummerSlam, make sure to check us out right back here next Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here for more off the mat goodness.
Also,
with that being said, go ahead, Dom.
So just thank everybody in the chat, that stuck around to talk, especially Glory Pro Wrestling. Thank you for subscribing. We appreciate that.
Hey, Brandon, if you want to come on, hit me up on social media or hit Dom up and we'll talk and we'll see about getting you on. It's kind of we don't really never really talk to you, so we don't want to just invite people on without talking to them first. So
exactly,
if you're interested in being part of the panel and hopping on for picks and stuff like that, we're more than happy to have you. Just need to have a couple conversations first, formalities, and that goes for anybody out there too. So we can do that. Just reach out to Dom, Sticks, or I, and we will get that taken care of. Eric, where can the people find your beautiful face?
I am on the X/Twitters, the YouTubes, the Twitches, all at Firelord Sombra. Give me a follow. You'll see me active.
And you can find him here every Thursday, where he's basically the newest part of the panel for Off the Mat. So
I feel like a family member already.
Yeah, you are part of the family, my friend. But with all that being said, enjoy SummerSlam. Dom, take us out with some words of wisdom.
You know what? Listen, with the events that happened in San Diego Comic-Con this week, this and that, how crazy it started and how good it ended. Be patient. Good things come for those who wait, and, like I had the experience, of meeting up with my podcast buddy here, Matt, which is always a good time meeting up with friends on YouTube, but also meeting up with new people, a lot of friends that I know throughout the YouTube community and new people, which that's the greatest thing about the cons, where you can meet a lot of people and make new friends and people who are in the same genre as we are. And also be patient, like with exclusives and stuff like that, because I got very lucky this year. I got everything I wanted, which it turned, like I said, the beginning turned out like a shit show, but it wound up turning around and being great and having good people that are out there that actually that care. Especially Matt right here. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the pickup that I missed out on. And that's awesome. With the Jim Bro Skeletor, which was awesome. And it was kind of him to find the time to go online and get it, because it was a shit show getting it at the show. But thank you, my friend. And that's my words of wisdom right there.
Good words of wisdom. My side. That's it for us. We'll see you guys next week. And to Kyle Fletcher, I still think that belt looks a little heavy for you, and that it would be better to let Bandito carry it. I don't care if you call me a mark. That's my final thought.